read the link to
Yeah, sure.
yeah, you may get a notification. So we can
You
share
sent
that
it to
one.
me on chat on Facebook
Let me
Messenger.
see. Not yet. Okay, I think I got it. You got it? Or should I send to you?
I got it.
Okay. And let me find the YouTube link here.
You get everything you need. You get nothing where you need. Oh man, get trouble, fumble, mumble inside. Oh, you get everything you need. You get nothing where you need. Oh man, get trouble, fumble, mumble inside. Oh, ay, 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 ay,
You sure of that?
Yeah, okay. So let me share it on my wall. Once a couple of people join, then we can just start chatting.
Yeah, I'm sharing it everywhere now.
Okay, alright. So there's
Share it
also a
over.
YouTube link. Let me look for the YouTube link. So my partner is actually in Nigeria, and he's a Nigerian, but he's out now with his kid running some errands. So whenever he's back, he will join us, and we'll just join the conversation. I guess we'll have a lot to talk about. So my partner is actually in Nigeria, and he's a Nigerian, but he's out now with his kid running some errands. So whenever he's back, he will join us, and we'll just join the conversation. I guess we'll have a lot to talk about. Inshallah. So, are you ready? You think we should just keep going?
Let's go. How long is it going to take?
Uh, Sometimes hours, like an hour, 2 hours. But it depends on you. Anytime you want to like jump out, let me know because I know you're busy. You got stuff you do.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
I got a good hour there.
So, are you ready? You think we should just keep going?
Let's go.
Yeah.
How
Okay.
long is it going to take?
when you come on
Sometimes hours.
inside with your good loving. No, I cannot take it, not take it.
This Gasha, man, she has this power. She has a way of playing with music that I really like. Yeah.
She writes like she's one of the best writers we have.
Yeah, like she knows what she's doing.
Absolutely.
You know, that's also the look that like one really enjoys when you know that it's like you remember when Bob Marley used to hold a guitar, and then when he scratches it, it's like scratching your head, and he
Right.
knows that he's scratching it inside where he's scratching it. So I have that feeling when I listen to Gasha. She knows what she's doing.
Absolutely.
All right, man. Welcome. This is Top of Spaces. It's like I was telling you, it's the podcast too. You do a lot of radio, TV stuff, and I remember I first encountered you many years ago, maybe 2014. You in Belgium, and I was first of all fascinated because then Facebook was still we're really moving to Facebook, and there were all these people that it was hard to have access to. And you had there was this wave that was coming. I think you had a challenge and some song. So I wrote to you and you replied. I was fascinated that this man is simple. Like all these people that do things like him, they don't reply, but you replied. And we chatted and we have the same birth date, 10th of
Oh
July.
yes,
Yeah.
I remember that. That's true.
Yeah, so that was amazing. I've always been fascinated by your works and also participate now in podcasting. So I learned a lot from you and it was really Yeah, I really wanted to bring you here so we chat because I know you know a
Wow.
lot of things that people can learn from. So welcome.
Thank you, man. It's a pleasure.
Man, so I think we should start from like where we can start. Uh,
Yeah.
First, it looks like in places, we really learn about people by knowing where they come from,
Right.
but today sometimes we can't tell. So I would like you to tell us like the how you grew up, the quartier. You see what I mean,
Yeah.
and how it made you, how it affects who you are, both now that we're chatting and over the years.
I think that's a very interesting question because, like you say, right? I've always said, even in my lyrics way back in the day, like I'm a blend of the places I've been and I'm a blend of the places I've been and the things that I've seen. You know,
Yeah.
and I think it's like I was born in Nigeria.
Mashallah.
I grew up in Nigeria. I went to my I was born in the north of Nigeria, by the way, in Kano State, and I grew up in Nigeria. I went to primary school out there, and then I moved to the south of Nigeria, Benin City, and then Lagos, and then we moved to Cameroon. Um, when we moved to Cameroon, I was just becoming a teenager. I was about 13, 14, and it was hard to go to school here. I remember when my parents moved us back to Cameroon. We had 2 terms to complete the academic year, and my parents I had to go back to Nigeria, so I lived in Moyuka
Yeah.
for 2 terms with my grandparents.
Mm-hmm.
Right, but Moyuka always for me Moyuka was like our village, right? Because my grandparents, my maternal grandparents lived in Moyuka, and every time we left from Nigeria to come to Cameroon, that's where we were. So it's like almost like a village to us, you know. That's where we spent our holidays in Cameroon, in my grandparents' place. Not We went to my village because I'm from Bali. My father is Bali, my mother is Bangi, you know.
Uh-huh.
And every time, sometimes we did road trips from Nigeria to Cameroon, and
Yeah.
then we stopped in my mother's village, Bangi, you know, in Manfe. And then
Uh-huh.
we used to go to Bali sometimes. But Moika was our steady place, so I stayed there for another 2 months, and then moved to. When my parents came back, we moved to Douala. I grew up in Douala. I was in Bonapriso for like a few months, and then we moved to Bonaberry. And I think Bonaberry kind of like really shaped me as a kid. Like, yeah, I'm like,
Mashallah.
yeah,
Yeah,
Bonaberry
what
kind of shaped me not
exactly?
like a kid,
How?
but
What exactly? Like, what are the things, especially when you sit now and you look at it, that you can, like, if you believe in God, you can say, God, like, I'm grateful that I went through those places. How it shaped you.
I think first of all, I'm very grateful that I grew up in Nigeria.
Mashallah.
Mm. Yeah, I think that there's something about me growing up in Nigeria that gives me an open-minded spirit and I don't know, like a hustle mind and a business, but still humility, also respect. You understand?
Yeah. Right.
Love. You understand?
Yeah.
There's so many things that growing up in Nigeria gave to me. I must say, like, it's no doubt about that. I just
Okay.
think like my mindset. A lot of people like, man, you just think like a Nigerian. Like I'm doing a show right now
Yeah.
for bringing Two Face to Cameroon,
Yeah.
and the lady who I
Mashallah.
was working with after our meetings, the lady I was working with was like, "Yeah, man, you just when I talk with you, it's like I'm in Nigeria right now. My team in Nigeria." So I think like that open mindedness to big business, you know, shaped me from Nigeria. And coming to Bonaberry, I'll say it was the fact that I got to understand life from a different perspective because I think you see, growing up in Nigeria, I had this Anglo-Saxon African state of mind,
Yeah. Let
and
me
then
put
coming
on
to
my
Cameroon,
shades
and
too.
then
Sorry. Let me put on my
yeah, sure,
shades too
do
so
that,
we'll be
man. You got
gangster.
to do that, bro. That's how you do. Sure.
Yeah.
So we had
Sorry.
growing up in I think growing up in Nigeria gave me the Anglo-Saxon, you know, state of mind of African, and then coming over here to Cameroon and being especially being out here in Bonaberry was like a blend of because Bonaberry, if you understand the dynamics of Bonaberry is it's like the bridge between English speaking Cameroon and French speaking Cameroon. You understand what I'm saying? Like
Yeah. Right.
Bonaberry was that place where you see if you lived in Europe before you notice something like every major European city that has a big train station, right?
Yeah.
Everywhere around that train station, so Africans live there. Just check it out. Every big major European
Even
city.
here, man.
Every
Now that you say it, I'm used to
Think about
DC.
it.
Yeah, like
Yeah, you ever thought
yeah,
about it like that?
yeah,
Why is it that Africans always live like the most populated African neighborhoods are somewhere around the main train station?
yeah.
Always in every city. I've been in a lot of places in the world, and most cities I've been to, that's how it is.
Is there a
I think
reason?
Bonaberry kind of represents that somehow. Bonaberry
Okay.
is like the bridge, like everybody who's from the English speaking part of Cameroon
Yeah,
who lived in Douala didn't want to get into Douala.
yeah,
They wanted to have their own neighborhood, you know, that they could easily go to the southwest, go back Bamenda and stuff, and still be, you know, there. And there was a large growing population of Anglophones, but it
yeah,
was growing on different grounds. You know, it grew on the fact that so there were a bunch of young Anglophones who had kids in boarding schools like my parents you
Yeah,
know, and then
yeah,
they were, yeah, they had kids, most of them were in boarding school and they were working out here, but they kept it very traditional Anglophone stuff. We kind of knew everybody's, you know, who is who, you know.
yeah,
We all go to Seka, BHS, you know, Sase, CPC Bali, you know what I'm saying, PHS Kumba, all of that stuff.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
we don't have all of that, you know, so we know ourselves, you know,
mhm,
you know, kind of like know ourselves and know where we're from.
yeah.
Um, that aspect to it definitely made grew me about being like that Bunbury. That's what Bunbury was about. It's just about a
Okay.
bunch of Anglophones with a big mind. We sit down and want to conquer. And to be honest with you, growing up
Yeah,
in Bunbury gave me my first step towards getting into the entertainment industry because when I was in Bunbury, just as a teenager, you know, we're
yeah,
not too privileged. We ain't come from a rich home or anything, but
yeah.
we
Right.
had the eye for good things and, you know, and stuff like that. So we grew up, my friends all grew up, we always look around who's got this car, who's got what. Like everybody
Mashallah.
was popping on who's that hot kid, who's that basketball player, who is this. But
Yeah.
then we got to realize that every time that we had to associate with anything like that, most of the times it was always associated kind of like with was always like associated with francophones. You understand? They was always at the head of the game. Like francophones were always leading. Everything that happened was always francophones were number one.
Yeah.
You understand
Right.
what I'm saying? So we always had this urge to be like, okay, what is that? What's our own anglophone guy who, you know what I'm saying, could go to the basketball court and be proud,
Yeah.
like,
Right.
yo, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like he got these
Yeah.
moves, you know? Yeah. Who's our own anglophone guy that we know, could rap. And then the fact that it was a little complex, no doubt about it. That's most people from my generation. A lot of people they'll not accept it, but it's facts. Like most people from my generation, man, they just like had a real big, huge complex over francophones. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And to a
Right.
certain extent, they always wanted to like please francophones or like they felt like the competition was francophones. But I looked at things from a different perspective because when I got into hip hop, for instance, right,
Yeah.
and growing up as a hip hop head, and I'm asking myself like, why should I think like this guy who is francophone understands this hip hop game better than me? Because
Yeah. Right.
probably he has access to cable, which I probably didn't have back then. But I know a lot of stuff. Like I grew up in the hip hop world. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Right.
I understand what hip hop is. I know what hip hop is for a culture. I listen to it. I say I never really danced to hip hop. I always listened to hip hop. That's different to me. A lot of people. I
Yeah.
never
Right.
really
That's
danced to hip hop. Yeah,
I
I've
see.
always listened to hip hop. Hip hop schooled me. You understand what I'm saying? So growing
Yeah.
up, listening to hip hop was not just about what is that movie. No, it was more about like I need to get game. Like who's game on the street? Jay-Z raised me
And
basically.
at what
Yes.
age did you start like syncing with like culture? Because what you have just mentioned, it shows some deep connection with where you're coming from. It shows that you have an identity and you figured it
Yeah,
out. And be it from location
that was it.
wise, how the
Exactly.
people are, what they do, how they spread out. That's an identity that you were creating, and that makes it you think very transactionally too, because like it's almost due to locations that you could do your transactions, right? But
Exactly.
that aside, also the hip hop aspect of it, like there's something that I'm trying to understand. When people connect with music, I want to know how it shaped them. For example, when I listen to reggae, I feel bold, right? Like I feel like I learn a lot of things.
How do you feel? How do you feel now? Listen, how do you feel?
Oh, mashallah, I feel
How do you
good.
feel?
You see what I mean? Yeah. So
See,
and like I told you, I used to feel like they playing those drums in your head, like inside at the top
yeah,
of it, so they know ways that they touch it. You see what I
right.
mean? So so now hip hop. How does hip hop affect you? What relationship do
I
you
mean, hip
have
hop, like
with
I
it?
told you, man, hip hop
Yeah.
grew me, man. Like, hip hop is what gave me game. Like, I understood game from hip hop. I can't even lie to you. I don't like, too many they call and say Sabi for pigeon. You
Yeah.
understand? I
Right.
say
Yeah.
Sabi,
Yeah.
man. I say, man,
I
Sabi,
mean,
man.
Yan me,
I don't
man.
Sabi come on hip hop, bro.
Yeah.
Basically, I feel identify who in Budman, who no be in Budman. I feel identify who's a hustler, who's a lazy man. I feel identify who the jump, wash tonton, who no be wash tonton. I feel identify with to be the, you know what I'm saying? Like, I
Yeah.
understood
Right.
and a lot of
I
people,
see.
you see, a lot of people grow up like with a musical thing in their mind and they're fans of music and everything, but they didn't grow up understanding the deeper part of the music
Yeah.
and what makes them fan, you know what I'm saying? Or what makes your favorite star your favorite star. You understand what I'm
Yeah.
saying? A lot of people
Mashallah.
just felt like, you know what, if I can sing and look like this on TV, I probably could be Jay-Z. Or if I
Yeah.
could, you know what I'm saying, if I look like this and shake my waist, I could be
Yeah.
Beyonce. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But when I listened to hip hop and I understood that it was basically like a could the girl, like we say in French, like it was basically like everybody using their lyrics to express how much of a better lifestyle, deeper lifestyle that they have than another person, how much more money they got than another person, how much more successful they are than the
Yeah.
next person. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When I
Right.
got when I when I figured that out, right, then I started listening to hip hop deeper than that, and I understood like, yo, a lot of people would tell me, way back in there, people was like, yeah, they were like, oh, Wu-Tang Clan,
Yeah, right.
what I'm saying, this rapper, he can't rap. I'm like, I know him, but I don't listen to him.
Yeah, right.
It's
I
like, why?
see.
He's a very talented guy. He knows how to rap. I'm like, yeah, because I'm not thinking for who can
Yeah.
do. I'm looking for who's telling me
Yes.
stuff that I hear
Yeah.
is, and that's why I've been listening to Jay-Z before people even understood what it is. Like, I'm not nothing like this is what groomed me. Jay-Z doesn't even rap anymore. He's not really been rapping for the last 10 years. That's what you have to understand. Like, I mean, Jay-Z is a
Yeah, I
very
see what
important
you
part of
mean.
my life because,
Yeah.
yeah, listen to all his albums, Reasonable Doubt, everything, Blueprint 1, Blueprint, come on, man. Like,
I
Black
like
Album.
Nas.
I
I
mean,
like
like,
Nas. So you and I can just start biffing now.
see, now, that's what I'm saying. Like, you see, the things that they already
Yeah.
squashed the beef, and that's what a lot of people need to get back on.
Yeah, right.
That's why I tell you I'm really hip hop like that. You know what I'm saying? That's why
Yeah, I
you
see
see
what
so
you
many
mean.
times I'll be like, I tell a lot of people like, yo, you know what? Like, even beef that we have here been lasting too long. At a certain moment, you just generate. It's a clear thing, bro. Beef is just generated to keep two careers going on. It's competitive competition. There's a lot of people get that
And
twisted,
it
right?
looks like it's drama, like especially when
No,
people
it's not.
make it.
See,
No,
see,
I'm
I
trying
think
to
it all
to
starts.
say that right. It looks
Yeah.
like it's drama, but when people try to paint that picture, it's not sad. I'm saying so because in drama you have a director that directs how things should go. So people could use
Yeah.
beefs and direct how things should go. So that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. I
Is
mean,
they're trying
yeah.
to
I think like.
simplify it like that, but we don't want to catch it and understand. But anyway, sorry, continue. Yeah.
But I mean, to the same extent, like I say again, like that's why I just looked at it. Like I understood what beef is. Like I say, if you talk about like Jay-Z and Nas, like man, that's like,
Yeah, right.
like they don't have no issues no more. Like they hanging out there, they making a lot of money together. You get what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah,
And
right. I
at
see.
the bottom line, that's what it's about. But
Yeah.
they had also a time when both of them were at the peak, and they used that beef rivalry and what I want to call constructive, positive competition, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying, to be able to build a brand for each other, create a big fan base for each other individually. You get where I'm coming from?
Mm-hmm,
You know what I'm saying? The possibilities and for them to do that has been able to reach to a point where they can both at a certain point get together with
Yeah.
all the huge fan base that they've grown individually, link
Actually.
up these two fan bases, you know what I'm saying, and then do a lot more, which is at that point much more than just the art. It's
And
business.
that's what they
It's
call
lucrative.
understanding too, man. That also because when you paint the picture like that, I see masterminds, like I see a game that plays and that what is important that is money is made and how it's made. It makes a lot of sense
I'm
from
damn
that
sure.
point of
And
view.
it's like this has been always like that for me. To be honest with you, like when I came to, like in 2015, 2016, when I just came to Cameroon, man,
Yeah.
I had plans to like, you know what I'm saying, I had plans to make lucrative, like make a lot of money
You
for
still have
not
the plans?
like for two Cameroonian artists who was on beef, who's still beefing right now, who never really made any dime from that beef or profited from that beef anyway, lucratively. Like I really feel that like, you know what, I thought that was the right time for them to do that and make a lot of money and build a continuous career together. I mean, or
Yeah,
away
right.
from the beef, you know what I'm saying? Or like
Yeah,
or
right.
like use the beef to generate something at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? I always felt about that. Yeah.
So
Unfortunately, I got like, I was just talking with the wrong person at that time. I was talking with Waxley at that time, and he
yeah,
was just the wrong person to talk to.
you know,
That was all. We were talking about that with Wax, and it was just the.
yeah, right. I see.
I mean,
You
at
know, I
that
have a
time, you
question
know what I'm
about
saying? I
that.
hear Wax thing is changing though. I think that my prayers are working for him.
Okay, mashallah. I think we chat about that too. But you know, when you make it like that, it feels like it's lucrative. I mean, from a business point of view, to make money out of the beef. So it means that I can start a business where I just cause beefs. And then maybe that's how I just if I put it in Cameroon, I'll just destroy the
The thing about
country
it is like the question
because
is
of the way
like
we're thinking.
Cameroonians matured
Yeah,
enough to be
right.
able to understand that, and that's what I realized that they're not, because the truth about it, like you said, it's like almost like directing a movie and everything.
Yes,
You cannot
right.
direct a movie if your actors are not taking your instructions.
Yeah,
You
right.
understand what I'm saying? As a
Yeah.
director, you get what I'm saying? Or the movie cannot come to light if there's no relationship between the director and the actor, or you can never really put up a movie together if the actors don't know that they're in a movie. You
Yeah,
understand what
right.
I'm saying?
Exactly.
So basically, it's all about that. Like, if you get to understand exactly what it is and how it works and how it's functioned, then I think it's going to be like, it's definitely going to be a creative thing. But beef aside, we're not mature enough to handle that right now. So.
Yeah, right. I
But I'm just
see.
telling you, like, growing up, that's what really groomed me, bro. It's not really about the beef side of it, but like I said, I listened to hip hop and I
Yeah.
grew up based on those principles. I grew up understanding, like, what like what just street codes, bro.
What
Basically,
is
and
the
another thing too,
yeah?
growing up in Europe, right? To be very honest with you, growing up in Europe was a totally different ball game, also for me. Like, and that's why I say again, I've been around so many places. I feel
Yeah.
like I live like 3 lives already. If you look at where I started, where I am, and
Mashallah.
where
Yeah,
you
I
know
see.
yeah, I'm back here, but like it's been a lot. It's been a long journey. It's been a long journey. It's been a round turn. You get me?
Yeah.
But most essentially, I think for what Europe actually taught me was reality. Like a lot of people just think that when you go to Europe it's just easy. I didn't do that. When I went to Europe, I was really on the streets. You understand? Like I really understood life. I understood a
Yeah.
lot of things that I never got to opportunity to. I come from very protective. I went to
Yeah.
12 schools because I was not really on that. You know,
Yeah, I
I was
see.
up. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
but I was still very much groomed, family oriented, and morals and religion and all of that. But yeah,
Yeah.
I'm a man of my own, and yeah. But
Yeah, I
when I
see.
went to Europe, like that's when I was really like, just nobody controlled me or anything, and then I got to discover. I went out there and discovered a lot of stuff, but I took everything positive. I took a lot of positivity from the streets. You see the way I run my business right now. I run my business like it was street business, and that's
Mashallah.
why I keep going with where I'm going. I'm not conventional. I don't
Yeah.
really go through like everybody wants to put up a chat. No, I don't. I really run it like it was like you would run a cartel on the streets, for instance.
Yeah, mashallah.
Yeah.
Thanks for that. I mean, you've pointed me at a lot of things, man. Like, just chatting with you, it's like I'm at a buffet, and there's just so
All
many
right.
things, and I don't even know which one to eat first.
Grab it,
You have just
grab it,
said
man. Just go for
many
it, bro.
things that I'm yet thinking that where will I start? But
I
anyway,
know.
in terms of like going to Europe, how does it feel, man, to travel, have dreams in Cameroon, abroad, study, work, and then come back and start to implement those dreams? You have been doing that for a couple of years now. How does it feel?
Man, it feels good. Feels good. But I think the most important thing is like getting ideas here, dreams here, going out, going and like enlightening yourself, educating yourself, cultivating. I need to
Yeah,
cultivating yourself to come back and give something back. The most important thing you have to understand is we can only learn what we can learn. You
yeah,
understand what I'm
right.
saying? When we're outside, when we're out there, we just learn stuff that the way things are supposed to be done, right?
Yeah,
But it's not really you cannot really implement things that you learn practically out here. You understand what I'm saying? So let
okay.
me give you an instance. We go out to Europe and then everything you learn is like a brick, right? And you come
Yes,
back here with
right.
a solid brick, right? You have like a solid brick of information, of education, of enlightenment, of all that put up in one solid brick. But that brick is a rectangular brick. And when
Yeah,
you come over to Cameroon, you realize that for things to be able to fit in place here, you do not have any rectangular hole.
yeah,
So for your rectangular peck,
yeah,
you need to chisel it a little bit to chisel it a little bit for it to fit in the round holes that you have over here. And
yeah,
that's why like for instance, like I know everything. I studied entertainment business, you know what I'm saying? I
yeah,
understand how
right.
the business functions. I understand how all that works. But the truth about it is like you cannot think like that when you come back here. So if I go over abroad and I come back to Cameroon with a state of mind of let me just implement things exactly the way they are out there, it doesn't really work like that. Why? Because we're not structured that way.
Yeah,
You understand
I
what I'm
see.
saying? Like
Yeah,
the music industry is not structured that way. The economy is not structured that way. You get what I'm saying? But we have
mm,
different ways in which it works. So what you have to do is to be able to figure out what's the meeting point. Like what's the point where you take this knowledge that you know and mix it up with the realities of here and try to make it right. You understand what I'm saying? That's the biggest challenge, I think.
uh,
Because
yeah,
sometimes
uh-huh.
you over. I'm saying if over get sense for you, no fine for you. You understand? Because you could go out there and over get sense. You over
Mashallah.
nothing the way you happen. You can't for you. You over
Yeah,
implement that. You over sense.
you go
You'll
watch
be
that.
stupid. You get what I'm saying? Because
Yeah,
it
right, I
just don't
see.
work like that. You get what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
That's kind of like when you go to Rome, do what the Romans do. You feel me?
Yeah.
So yeah, kind
So
of.
but since home is home, people really have to think of ways to try to not only implement what they want, but to step in and fix what is needed to implement what they want. So,
Yeah.
in other words, there are these problems that block you from just putting that your rectangular block. You see. So, what are some of those issues actually that are there that if they're resolved, people will be able to implement a lot of their business
First of
ideas,
all, state of mind.
perhaps.
State of mind. First of
Okay.
all, state of mind. I want you to understand that societies are not are built on principles and state of minds.
Mm-hmm.
That's what societies are built on.
Yeah.
You live in a more developed society, or in Europe or in the States or just abroad. It's not really about anything else, but it's about the state of mind. So
Yeah.
if you're
Right.
in Europe, for instance, you see how kids grow. Like they train kids from a young age to understand what is happening in the environment, to keep setting standards, to be of a certain comportment. You know what I'm saying? Like if you drive with kids in Europe, they will tell you everything about what you should not do on the signs and the roads and all of that, how you should cross the road and all that. Like these are doctrines that are installed in them from a very young age that make people grow up civilized in a civilized environment. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Right.
I think the first thing you have to do to understand how you get like a how do you build a better environment, a community,
Yeah.
is by getting into people's state of mind and changing people's state of mind. So that's the first thing that we need in Cameroon to be successful. By the state of mind, we do not have the notion of support your own art here is not really profitable for the artist. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. For instance, you have somebody who calls me for artists that I'm managing, and the person wants to have this artist in a wedding. And the person's first words to me is like, I'm not really very peculiar about weddings, like about an artist on my wedding. Yes, we're just doing this because, you understand what I'm saying? Yeah. I feel like it's a good platform for the artist, my nigga. Excuse my French, but come on, man. Yeah. Your wedding is not a platform for any artist. You're talking to a media personality, bro. Yeah, right. You know what I'm saying? You don't, what platform is it? So if you want, that's why I say, they see that that's the own notion that for him, he believes that he's trying to support the artist. You get what I'm saying? Like he's really trying to support the artist, but you support, like in Nigeria, the person will not even call an artist and say, if I want to support an artist, bro, you know what, I'm going to get anybody who loves me, my this and that, please find 10 million for me or 5 million for me to pay this artist that I want to be on my show. Even the artists that never gotten 3 million before, I want the artist to remember that the first time they got 5 million in their life, it was me that paid them on their wedding. And that money could change the artist. You know what I'm saying? Change the artist. That is how you support.
That's history, yes. That's history.
Yeah, that's how you do. Don't come over and tell us, you know what, I got 100,000 because I want to get a platform. My friends are coming from America, bro. Like, y'all need to change that state of mind. And I think, to be very honest with you, another thing to the house that's very important, me living abroad and coming back here, is the fact that most people who live abroad, especially who are not coming back here as often as they're supposed to, have a very bad, archaic state of mind and mentality about things. First and foremost, not there again like Bushfalla. Bushfalla no be just point blank period. Understand that? Bushfalla no be nothing. You know what I'm saying? First of all, not to know they like diaspora. So if you be Bushfalla, you want to be Bushfalla because you be artist where you did diaspora. What is a diaspora artist? If I'm a Cameroonian artist that is known in the diaspora, so I come up for here, go perform for that side, you open up for me. I am in Cameroon. What makes you a diaspora artist? You're just a local opening act. You're not a diaspora artist. You understand what I'm saying? That state of mind, we have to understanding that Davido would never be who he is today if he said he was a diaspora artist. I want to read Akata with a bunny for this. You understand what I'm saying? He has to leave over about Africa, identify himself with African music and Africa. You know what I'm saying? To be able to be what he is. Point blank periods. Those are the major things that we always need to understand. If you understand what I'm saying, those are the things that we definitely always need to understand. So while we're doing stuff like that, it's important. It's very important that we know what's up, you know what I'm saying, how things work, and exactly what the situation is in anything that we're doing.
So, man, that's a lot to impact from that thing of mentality, which means if we change the mentality and fix the mentality, a lot of things will also just fall in place. That will be like offspring of that
that's why I say it starts there. It starts with the state of mind. If they can be able to switch the state of mind and get to understand exactly, you know what I'm saying, like all of that, like that's going to change a lot. I think that for me, that's always like the first stage.
Mashallah. And then, okay, supposing that is there, what is the extra salt or maggi that we need to add then for people to really...
It's a structure. There's a lot of stuff that we cannot do. For instance, you get people... you have people who are on the internet and just causing a whole lot of chaos talking about 80-20, 80-20, 80-20, like just, bringing it, it's like, oh, cool, like, I always speak for myself. I think one thing I also be, when I say state of mind, let's start with that state of mind, right? Yes. One state of mind that all of us have to get is that everybody's responsible for the advancement in your culture, in your community, and your society. Like, you all have responsibilities for it. It's not just the government who has to do that. The question is, for change to happen, it starts with an individual. What are you doing to solve a problem? You understand? I always have a concept that says, I do not complain about a problem if I do not have the solution. It doesn't make any sense. You get what I'm saying? So the time I spend complaining about it, I should have re-identified the problem that's out there and start looking for the solution. If I spend more energy looking for a solution, I think I'm advancing towards a higher direction than complaining about it. You know what I'm saying? So if you have to go through that way, that's the first you have to understand. So there's a structure. People out there talking about 2020, that's not how it works. You cannot tell people to do what they have to do. If you're smart enough, you should understand that's nothing. That's just distraction, if you ask me, right? I personally have an objective, but I have a responsibility. My responsibility has been 100% Cameroonian music, point blank, period. I've done that for 3 years. You know what I'm saying? I'm not on the internet talking about this campaign or this campaign. I don't need to tell people to do that. I need to do it myself, and people will follow up on it, or people who love it. There's a lot of people who are abroad who started falling in love with Cameroonian art and artists from watching my show, because I put up a platform that is appealing for people to check out, and then it gives this artist it paints them the image in the best light that can create a fan from them. You get what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
you as an artist creating a fan base also depends on how you brand yourself, how you market yourself, how you put yourself out there, and that's something we've understood. So we try to create a platform where you can have people branded, marketed, and likable on that platform, and a follow up where people can know, okay, every time I want to check out what's up, I'm gonna come over there, and plus new artists
Mashallah.
also discoveries. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's a responsibility that everybody has. Everybody should do that. Now, if you see somebody talking about in 2018, who are you talking to? The internet, is it Facebook that makes laws in Cameroon? No. Let's go back to where it's supposed to be, address it to the government. You know what I'm saying? The government who has to put up a quota, the government who has to put up those stuff. And if you're not addressing it there, like going behind, having meetings, talking with the people in power, can actually make that change. On the internet talking about you don't have any,
Yeah,
there's nothing going on.
I
So I
see,
think
I see what you
that's
mean.
so I would let us understand that there's a problem that needs to be addressed, and that is with the way the structure, like that's the governmental, the government has to implement policies that would be favorable for artists in Cameroon. There's our copyrights are infringed over here. Nobody is getting the money they're supposed to get. Media houses are not paying residuals that they're supposed to pay for artists. That's why artists in Cameroon don't respect media personalities. Because to be honest with you, abroad, if you have a media personality, you have a lot of respect for him because his airplay on radio for him playing you gives you money. You get a lot of money from that. You know what I'm saying? Every time that they have on TV, every time you're on a hit parade, every time you're on that. So you want to promote yourself on that art on those platforms to be able to get those views, to be able to be influential. You understand what I'm saying? And to make money. But out here, since it's not structured like that, people don't even understand the use of them being on radio. You have artists in Cameroon who shun radio shows.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
I'm saying, what is that?
I'm really glad you're here. We could dive into those things. And before we even chat about this 80-20 rule, I also want to seize this opportunity to contribute to some of the things you've been talking about, mentality, and even like artists knowing the importance of appearing on shows. Because from my experience, starting up the top of spaces with my partner in Nigeria, I've reached out to many Cameroonians and a lot of them don't reply. So I know that at a personal level and as an experience that really baffles me because I see the same people on Facebook appearing as though no one is supporting
them. Can I say something? I just want to add something, please.
Please
not
do.
cut you short.
Yeah,
I want you to understand, like,
Yeah.
it's about value. Like, Cameroonians have not yet understood what value is. You understand what I'm saying?
You're right.
If you see, in Cameroon, people, there's a wrong way we're going about things, and I've said this to a lot of sponsors. By the way, we don't have any sponsor, for instance, on our show. We're 3 years old. Everybody knows we're the dopest show. Ain't no doubt about that.
Yeah,
we top five.
We've
always been top five. You feel me? Everybody knows that we don't have a sponsor. You know what I'm saying? So who are you going to sponsor? Who are sponsoring? Like, who are the sponsors sponsoring? Right? Question. You understand what I'm saying? Now, I talked to a couple of sponsors, and you know what they say? Oh man, you need to hit this numbers. You need to do this. You need to do this. I asked myself, okay, how does this thing work in a little industry? We're doing things the wrong way. What we're supposed to do is, as a sponsor, right, you need to identify potential network brands, shows, media houses. You understand? Even if they've not gotten to your number, because this is a really small industry, you know what I'm saying? Okay, we've not gotten to the numbers we have to get to 2 years ago. But now we're making those numbers. We reach more than 1.4 million people every week on our Napster page on Facebook alone.
Mashallah,
You understand what I'm saying? 1.4 a week. Now we got those numbers. They're not still coming though. But the truth about it is that I'm going to tell them, like, if 3 years ago, when we was making 400, 500, just 400 people, like reaching 400 people a week. And then they saw the potential of what was happening, foresight. I, as a brand manager for any brand, I would take money and invest in that show. That show would leave from that 400 to the 1 million that we are now. Could have done that with the investment in less than 6 months. So what I took 3 years to build, I could have built it with a potential sponsor in just 1 year. And that could have given the sponsor the best visibility he wants. Because how does it work? If you see potential and there are not so many shows, it's not like there's so many shows around, there are not so many shows. You see potential in one show, the show is consistent. You've proven over and again that, I can do this independently without anybody's help. You go into that show and you invest in that show. And then all these 1.8 million people that we're going to be talking to today, or even 2 years ago, because now we should have been like 5 million. And the 5 million people we're talking to, you would have that audience. The truth about it is, like, have you really been able to touch that audience if you want to advertise Orange, MTN, Guinness, all those companies? They don't have shows like that. But what they want to do is to take a show that you've built individually till you get to those numbers and then come and add money to it and give you a little bit of stuff for that time. But what happens to all the 5 years you've been building it? You understand what I'm saying? That's how they kill a lot of stuff, bro. What I would tell you is like industries here are built, the whole system is built to knock you down. Point blank, period. Let me tell you how it works in Cameroon. Nobody will tell you, but it's a fact. You see, you do what I'm doing, right? And they're going to look at you. They're going to make sure that you don't get nothing in any help. They're going to make sure that they don't support you in any way they can, just so you die. Point blank, period. And then when you do not die, they're going to make life difficult for you while you're living. And it sounds like, man, it's just like some conspiracy, but it is a fact, like practically happens every day. My point is, do you know any place in the world where we'll do a show like this and the show doesn't have a sponsor? Do you know any place in the world, even in Chad, bro?
So as of now, with your story, it means it's only in Cameroon.
I don't know.
About,
if anybody
about
knows,
that,
tell
right?
me. I never seen this before. I'm trying to figure out, okay, what are we doing wrong? We've tried. I'm not about complaints. You get what I'm saying? I try to. You notice, like, I'm innovative. So you see, I'm growing. I'm progressively growing. It's not. I've never started.
Yeah, man,
stuff.
and
I've
that's
been
why.
consistently, slowly
I have
growing.
a question for you that will actually clear the webs in this space, because you mentioned 3 years ago you had a 400. Let's say 400 people were hitting the page per week, but you have persisted there for 3 years, which means that first, you come from abroad. If you were shaky, you would probably have abandoned it and jumped to something else. And
there you go. You see that point where I say it's meant to kill you?
I hope you see what it is that I'm trying to point at, right? Like, there's a lot of people that perhaps they start something today, 2 weeks, they give up. There are people that
doesn't
have started,
exist anymore.
Yeah. So why did you do that? And did you notice that that's the thing? Do you really know that if you have that thing that we're trying to talk about, those that can figure it out? I don't know if you want to say something like clearly, but do you think that is needed in building businesses and that can help us? And or is this something that you just find yourself doing?
What do you mean exactly? The consistency?
Like, yes, that's exactly what I was saying. But I wanted the people listening to figure it out, because a lot of people
bro, I
drop
think
out.
That is the secret, bro. See, let me tell you something, right?
Uh-huh.
It depends on how you look at it, right? Because first of all, the consistency is the secret. The possibility for you to even succeed, you need to have the strength and the patience and everything that you need to be consistent. You understand what I'm saying? On the other hand, it is the Hunger Games here. The odds are on our side. You understand what I'm saying? So it is really survival of the fittest. Now, the point is, see, when you do what you're doing, like I told you, like you can see, it is this, the whole environment is set up for me to give up and fail at a certain point. You understand where I'm coming from, right? I am designed to give up and fail at a certain point in time. Yeah. Right? Now, this is what the problem is. If I'm set up to fail and design at a certain point in time, at what point do I beat that?
Let's see.
It's when you see me around for 3 years. It's when after 1 year, like most things, I don't fade away. It's when after 2 years, like most things, I'm actually stepping up rather than stepping down. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's when after 3 years, at a certain point, it'll be like, man, I'm out of it. Like this is over for Nabil. We are not hearing nothing anymore. Napster is done. You know what I'm saying? And bam, come back here, back again. Something new somehow. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. But
that's where King Kong style. Like, well, if you play games, sometimes you can want to escalate something and it hits you, but you come back.
That's what's up. I think like the most important thing about it, like, you know what I'm saying, dust yourself up and try again. A lot of people sang that song and danced that song, but never got the words, you know, it went over the head. And that's why I'm talking about hip hop. Like I was always dust yourself up and try again was a motivation every time I sang it. But most people heard that song and they sang it just to dance and then drunk themselves away or just, oh man, I'm feeling good. Dust yourself up and try again. I was really like, you know what I'm saying? I'm on fall here. I'm on dust. Like you could be partying around me. I'll be listening to that song and I'm envisioning the music works for me. You feel me? So if I'm listening to a song like that, just an Aaliyah song, dust yourself up and try again. You know what I'm saying? I'll be the whole time I'm listening to that song, I'll probably be dancing, but I'm not there with nobody. I'm thinking like, yo, what is the worst thing that could happen to me? I'm gonna dust myself up and try again. What's the worst part? What's the biggest failure or the lowest bottom I could hit? I'm gonna dust myself up and try again.
Mashallah.
Point blank period. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it is.
Can you imagine you're talking and Philly has to fight I don't know why.
Bro, that's the spirit, bro. That's the spirit. See, the thing about it is like, right? Me, I
Yeah.
go Atagoli Stone. I said it in my track in 2007. I go Atagoli Stone. I not video about throne, bro. That's King in the Jungle. I meant it when I mean I go Atagoli Stone because Wata don't come up, go. I still live with it. And the thing
Yeah.
about it is like if you put that when you the words of man is the words of God, and that's what I believe in. That energy, you have to speak things into existence. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And it's a difference
mashallah, yeah, I
between
see.
the difference between being cocky and proud, you know what I'm saying, and being
Yeah.
confident
Yeah, right. I
and
see.
positive. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And a
I
lot of
see.
people mistake that for me because I get war face. So every time I talk something, I might just take it as a war talk. You understand what I'm saying? So, but
If you see
the energy
yourself
that
that way, yeah.
I send out.
Yeah,
You know what
right.
I'm
I
saying? The
see.
energy that I send out is
Yeah.
what is most important. And if you don't try to capture my energy, you get a bad vibe because in every positive energy, there's negative energy around it.
Yeah,
It's just the positive energy overrides
but
it.
it needs
You
it.
can always energy can always be converted. You could take a lot of positivity and zang it turns to negativity. You can take a lot of negativity and zang turn to positivity. You have to know what you're doing.
It needs it, man. Look at the atom now. Those that remember chemistry, like you have electrons and the other ones that are
Exactly. Let's go back to that. It's
protons.
basically what it
Yeah,
is.
it
Yes.
needs it to create an equilibrium. It's like cold and heat. They need each other. If it's too cold, you actually I don't know. If it's too cold, there's no heat. How will you come back? So it
Yeah.
needs both. Yeah. So
Yeah. I
man,
will just continue the conversation. I'm gonna leave the car.
yeah,
I'm strolling
okay,
with you guys.
that's
You guys
fine.
don't worry
Yeah,
about me.
yeah, no, that's fine. I
We're
mean,
still we're still with you guys.
yeah, we're seeing.
Yeah, I'm gonna take concentrate.
Yeah. So, man, I would like to take a step back a little because
Yeah.
at this point, I feel like I'm chatting with someone that like is in the process of building something. Like you're a craftsman, but
Yeah.
your
Yes,
craft
sir.
is you want to put together a couple of let's call your businesses applications. You want to put together a couple of applications or procedures that will like have talent or entertainment. That's have it package it into some experience that we would all enjoy. And you've been out
Yeah.
and you're in and trying to build, and it's not easy with all the battles you fight. So at this
Right.
point, I'm wondering now that okay, in terms of studies, because you mentioned that you studied entertainment, like,
Right.
do you see any differences between what you studied and how it's helping you today? And if so, what are these things that you studied like in school too that you think are helping you today and that we may need more in our society?
Okay. I'm gonna have to say this might shock a lot of people, but as far as I'm concerned, the educational system in Cameroon is the freaking scam.
Uh, yeah.
Sorry to
Okay.
say so, but it's a scam for me, bro. I know
Yeah.
I say that because, bro, I went to 12 schools, man.
12 schools. Were you
Went to 12 schools, secondary schools. I'm not even talking about, like, I'm not talking about, I went to just 12 secondary schools, huh? And I didn't go to opposite, but I went to 12 secondary schools.
Mashallah.
So, what did I learn in school?
Yeah.
Everything that they teach people in school that you're not supposed to learn is what I basically learned.
Mashallah.
That's not what I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
To be honest, that's what they do. I think that's what I learned in school. That's what it is. Everything basically you're not supposed to learn that they teach you is what I learned. Because, see, in Cameroon, right? Cameroon is one of the only countries where people have a very solid education, if you want to ask. Or not solid, but you have doctors with degrees, but they can't speak properly.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You have people who are supposed to have like a good educational background, but it's not solid.
Yeah. Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Right.
I just think that they just, first of all, well, that's going to be a topic of another day, but just let you understand, bro.
Yeah. Right.
I'm more of a self-taught kind of person. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think that the educational system, it should totally be changed. They should be able to identify kids who are interested in what they want to do at an early age, and they should groom them towards that direction. I think that they're just messing kids up like they do with a lot of people like me. Don't be teaching me stuff like today. I don't know what I do with how many eyes a fly has or how many legs a spider has or
Those
some
things are important,
crap
man.
that they forced me to learn. If not, enough pass for school or what a oasis is. What is all this, bro? Till today, I never go desert, my nigga. Excuse me, but why am I? You know what I'm saying? I think they just spent a whole lot of time teaching us stuff in school that we don't need for nothing. Why should they take a 14-year-old kid or 15-year-old kid who has ambitions of being a writer and be bugging them with physics? Why? Or chemistry? Why?
Man, you know,
Why?
let
If
me
you don't
let
know
me
all
play
the,
devil's advocate. Let me play devil's advocate here. Like you know that one of the things, especially when they taught us about taxonomy, is to classify things. So if you use classifications, maybe you see its number of legs, and that's what makes it an animal. So at the end, while you're
Baba, tell
running a
me the truth.
business, yeah, yeah,
Baba, that thing
seriously.
is what we, Baba.
No,
So
but
you want
I'm
to tell
just
me, say,
playing. I'm
now
just doing
secondary school,
justice
they will
here.
tell me for make a man no say cockroach for
No,
secondary
no,
school, call
that's
it
not
like
what I
a
mean.
getter.
That's not what I mean. Let me tell you in another way.
Yeah, break them down.
So, for example, right, in today when people build computer programs, they have to create. Let's say if you're building a game, you create a character, right? So you need to be able to be very skilled at classifying things so that you don't over repeat yourself. It's like a template for those that print
I like
T-shirts.
that.
So
Yes.
so they were teaching you templating when they were teaching you the cockroach. It's just that they did not tell you. You see what I mean? So
You
then
see
you
why I
know
tell
that
you saying
there's
a
a
scam?
template.
Why
Yeah,
would you teach me
yeah.
something where you go for teach me that you need to tell me like say
As
you want
simple
say
as that, yeah. You have a template
yeah, say you
called
want pay me
animal.
now, bro. That say that you call me for school, say I pay you money. That's why I say it's a scam, my nigga. You
Yeah,
know what they do? They
yeah,
call
right.
you to school, tell me I pay you high school fees. You start to make tell me something then where I don't need and communicate. They never tell me say this is why I tell you so now economies of scale. Or this thing why I tell you
Exactly,
so now
exactly,
wait, you know?
exactly.
Why
Yes.
you tell me about cockroach leg, bro? On the other hand, okay, now let's go back to it. Why don't you at that point in time
Yeah.
tell me like, oh, you look like you're a good gamer. You see, instead of me teach you about cockroach, come let me explain to you the whole dynamics of gaming. That's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
You don't have to fool me to tell me cockroach leg before I go be a gamer. Then I'm asking answer that question. Person now, we want to be musician.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Wait, tell me how cockroach leg will help you now inside the scaling
Again,
or like gamer
yes.
the scales. How did
No,
it work?
very badly actually, because again in music you have genre. So like the species, because you cockroach should be one particular thing from a species. So as music, that's how you can take a song. Like this song is hip hop, it's from the species of hip hop, and then you can classify it. That's what I'm saying, taxonomy. So in that regard, but when they don't
So why
put
they
it
not
to
just carry
us,
some picking when they
exactly.
14 years old, they start telling you, you know something, let me show you the different genres of music.
Exactly,
You understand?
you
Because
see,
we have a lot
yeah.
of musicians who don't know nothing about music. Do you know that?
Yeah,
We have a lot of musicians
exactly.
who don't know music
Yeah, very
business.
true,
Why don't they
actually.
teach the music business in school? Why don't they teach, let's first things that why don't they teach finances in school? Why
Yeah.
is it that the whole time that we're in school, right, they teach us how to look for a profession, but they don't teach us how to handle the money that they give us when we have that profession. How come is that people are capable of knowing everything about gaming, cockroaches, health, whatever, but they don't know how to handle the reason why they are even working in the first place, which is the money that they're getting.
Yeah, right.
Why are they not giving us financial education? That is something that we need all our life. That our parents have even not put us in good schools because they don't have finances to be able to do that. Why don't they start teaching us that in school, how to be financially? Tell me which course in all that cockroach and weather and all that thing that they teach you for school. Tell me what is it that was most lucrative towards you handling your business today? You know what it was for me? It was the streets.
Mashallah,
It was the streets.
Yeah,
I learned that on the streets. I ain't learning anywhere. I learned on the streets how, bro, when you have this and this how you divide the money to be able to make sure that you can handle this and handle that, and it's got life strong for you. No man no can recover you. You understand what I'm saying? I learned that thing on the street, bro.
And I mean,
On school, they just playing a different thing.
at what age did you start, especially in Douala? At what age did you start realizing that like life is different from what you had known? And what are some of those particular lessons that you learned?
Bro, it was early for me, man. I told you when I started knowing like, man, this school I've gone here, there's nothing this school can tell me here. That was very early, bro. Yeah, I was very, very early enough.
Hope
I
you're
understood
not
like, there's nothing they can
hope
tell
you're
me.
not like Mike Tyson, man. You listen to Mike Tyson, he say he was smoking weed, and then they asked him at what age. He said, I think by the time I was 10. Like,
No, I started a little bit later.
That's what I'm saying. That that's what I'm saying.
But you know
Don't
something?
like
Okay,
that.
this is another thing too. You see what I'm saying? This is another thing too. See,
Yeah.
for instance, like as I say about narrative. See, trust me, right? In Africa, growing up, right, a lot of people made us understand that Mike Tyson is a dumb dude.
Yeah.
Do you know that? That Mike Tyson is a stupid guy. He don't get sense. You know so? Do you know that Mike Tyson is one of the most intelligent, vast, knowledgeable people we have on earth today? Mike Tyson is one of the people in America who knows more about everything and anything than any other person.
Tell us more, man. Maybe we can learn from that.
No,
Yeah,
I
know that he's
go
really
check
smart.
out.
Yeah.
Okay, you know what? Let me break down to you. Have you ever watched boxing with Mike Tyson? His podcast.
Yeah, I do that. I listen to it a lot. I listen to a lot.
Now,
of
let me
podcasts.
tell you something. Right. Go to his podcast. Right. All right, and find one person that he interviewed that he does not know extensively everything about what that person was talking about.
Mashallah, yeah. The dude that's
Go
dying,
check
yes,
it
man.
out, bro. Check that out. Mike Tyson is one of the most intelligent people. Knowledgeable in street. Like when friend man say he is street.
Yeah, I mean,
He knows
yes,
what's
yes.
up. Mike Tyson knows history from the streets of New York to, you know what I'm saying? He knows everything. Talk about anything. You saw his stuff with Francis Gano. Like, he knows everything about everything, about every situation, from the streets to drugs, to, you know what I'm saying, to people, to history. You know what I'm saying? He knows everything. He's that, and because now street man, he hide his shine.
Yeah,
boy, now people they get sense, bro.
Boy,
yeah.
Man, read one comment. One comment. We have a couple. Skierzy says Baba, and then ST Haman love the new Top of Spaces broadcasting space. Thanks, ST.
Yeah, man.
Thanks to Pete. Then okay, so Edward
That's
Tanko.
Skizzy, man. Skizzy just dropped a track though. It's
okay. All right.
Yeah, go check it out. Lessons Learned, man. That's a dope hip hop track, man. Y'all go check that out.
What's the title?
Videos out.
Lessons Learned. We will check it out here. 1 minute.
Yeah, I'll check it out.
So
Lessons
then
Learned,
Edward Tanko says this issue of educational reform in Cameroon needs a closer look. We need more professional technical education in Cameroon. I remember when I was growing up, most parents used to think technical schools were for less smart kids. This is bad. So yeah, that's some Edo. Thanks, Edo.
My man, shout out to Tanko, bro. You're right on point, man. You hit the nail on the wall, bro. You can't even express it any better. That's exactly what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, technical is part of it. Like, why don't we just teach kids how to handle money, bro? People don't know how to handle money. No man, none of us know how to handle money. Money is not first of our thing, bro.
But let's chat about that actually. Let's chat about that for a bit, so that people could a little like get the right.
I think,
somehow.
See, bro. Let me explain something to you. Let me give you a life testimony about this, right? I was the only person in my class in Form 5 that failed GCE. In my class in BHS. I wrote me one. I failed GCE for my whole class. Might tell you my Robin.
How you feel, man? Important. Is it rubbing?
Yeah, not rubbing now.
How you feel, boy? If you say you don't tanga, if you say you probably to go through that, you need to be strong.
The RGC results are those. I bring guy convincing that he might be highest man will do well. No, but that aside, I was joking with you. But get it? Yeah, of course. I'm been through that kind of thing. Only my feel, but you know something I check out my head. I came to Cameroon when I was in Form 3. Yeah, you understand? So I didn't understand nothing. I had my junior YX before I came to Cameroon. I didn't understand exactly how this education. Why I didn't teach. I didn't understand what it was. To be honest with you, Nigerian educational system, Cameroon educational system is just difficult for nothing, and that's why I teach it's a scam. You understand what I'm saying? Nigerian educational system. When I grew up, my first solid years of education in Nigeria, JSS 1, JSS 2, JSS 3, I had a perfect real foundation. Man, it's not about what your parents always tell you, bro. All throughout my primary school life, I never was less than 5. Never was less than 5. Always top 5 in my class. When I went to secondary school, JSS 1, JSS 2, JSS 3, I went to 4 different schools, 4 schools in Nigeria. I was never less than 5th in my class. Never. I was always top 5. I come to Cameroon, I tell you last, Coco. Last. You understand what I talk? Yes. I don't understand. I'm not stupid. I'm not dull. You know what I'm saying? So I'm telling you, it's stuff that will mess a lot of kids' heads up. I'm not dull. You understand what I'm saying? But I have a different way of learning. And I got that easily from when I went to school. Because when I go to school in Nigeria, they really pay attention. I was in a class with 15, 23 people. They pay attention on the kids and they understand, this is this Cameroonian black boy. He no get concentration span. He strong head. He did. So they know how to treat me. They know how to teach me. They know how to give me homework. You understand what I'm saying? Because they grooming me for who I am. I had a proper education. I understood what they were telling me in school and what they were going to do for me. That's how I felt about going to school in Nigeria, to be honest with you. I understood exactly what I was learning, how it would help me, and how it was growing me as a person who I felt I'm being educated. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah. When I came to Cameroon, I have the impression that I just need to act like I know this thing to answer this question so I can pass this exam to move on. But why are you telling me this shit? I don't understand why you're teaching me this. Why are they giving me this kind of, you know what I'm saying? Why are you killing me with this difficult stuff when you can break it down to me? Everybody in school for Cameroon, they overshow and I overget sense. You say a person one talk medulla oblongata, bro. Break this thing down. You know me well. You understand? It's education. Teach us, Massa. Yeah. No, they can't make it. I say we don't know. Massa. I did now that I know like me school. I was trying to do that kind. You want to go for bodies? You want to go again for dormitory? So senior prefect want me like say.
You go carry water.
And then they just pack me. That's how
I
it goes
see.
down.
I
It's not
see, man.
difficult to be dismissed.
I see,
Now,
man.
so point
Th-
blank period.
Then this straight thing, man. What does it really mean to be like the streets, especially to those that are trying to realize or who are
It's a
realizing
state of
that,
mind. It's a state of
yeah,
mind, bro. It's just a state of
because
mind.
people are
It's a
beginning
state
to
of mind.
learn that through music. But is this something you can explain? Like, even if you run your business as though it's a street, what are some of those codes that people need?
It's a state of mind. Because I told you, like, when the absence of information gives room for creativity or ignorance. You understand?
Yeah,
You can choose one.
yeah,
So when you're in a country where you're not financially educated to a certain extent, you don't understand what money is, how money functions, how you can make investments, the right investments to make, or how you make sure that when you start making money, you can keep making money, how you make the right financial decisions in your life. You know what I'm saying? When you don't know any of that, you have to look for means to either get that education or you remain ignorant and poor.
yeah.
A lot of
Okay.
people are ignorant and poor because of that. So the other way is just a state of mind. It's what they will not teach you in school. It's what when you go out there you understand due to the fact that when I talk about streets, like it's just like life. You get what I'm saying? It's a state of
Yeah.
mind. It's the fact that there are some places in this world that most people grow up under the protection of their families, and then their families protect you so much that they do not and they don't expose you to the realities of life. So you have kids like females who, for instance, their parents like lock them down and never had to go anywhere, nothing. As soon as these people go to UB, now the
Just
first food they now where they want
explain.
go outside, want to exploit life, the that time where they want understand how this thing day, how nightclub day, how how thing that is sweet, you know what I'm saying? And then you're not really thinking at that point, you're very ignorant at that point. You have bad boy the way they'll come fool you, lie you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Use you understand what I'm saying? Very easy, bro. Most people out here, right? The truth about it is like the world is cruel. So I think that when you're educating or raising your child, you should be able to protect your child enough, just enough for the child to be able to have a healthy and safe life. But then you have to be able to educate your child about the realities of what outside is not milk and honey. It's not everybody's going to show you the love that your parents have showed you. Some people are not going to be nice with you. Most people are not going to be honest with you. You understand what I'm saying? Most you're going to do business with people. It's not like when you know the kind of business that you do. You go out there, I want to do better. People are going to try to want to cheat you. You know what I'm saying? And just all of those things in life. Like, how do you handle stuff? Like, what is a smart man going to do in this situation? Because the truth about it is that this world is run by a very smart corporate white collar criminals. So no matter where you find yourself, if you want to be a hustler, like you want to be somebody who's building your own future, is in your hands. It's different because there are two kind of people, and that's where the street starts from. Because for me, I'm not going to work for nobody. I'm going to take my destiny into my hand and work with a lot of people to achieve what I want at the pace in which I want it. I'm not a routine programmed person. You know what I'm saying? I'm not the kind of person who is going to go to work 9 to 5 every day. Hopefully after 3 years, I'm going to get this promotion. After that, I'm going to get this promotion. I'm not that kind of person. I'm not really that kind of person. But if you're not that kind of person and you're more entrepreneurial, you have to be able to find out how to navigate the world and to get to a point of success in anything you do without going through the normal state of, you know what I'm saying, depending on what your boss or your hierarchy says and how you go up the chain. You get what I'm saying? But you can go up the chain. And the truth about it is that sometimes with that, it just depends on what you do, how much of a God or a dog you are. You listen to other people, how much ass you kiss, or you know what I'm saying?
Weekends, man. Yeah, weekends go, man. I know what you're talking about. I work with the World Bank, man. Like, it's just the name. You see what I mean? It's just the name.
Exactly.
You will not sleep at night. Like a computer programmer, I have a lot of work to do, and then they're just piling it with the illusion that the more you can complete it, the more they can promote you, and then that is temperamental.
Right,
At the end of the day, you see,
and then you want to take a lot of bull crap because you don't want to piss your boss off.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Those kinds of things. Yeah. So I get it, man. And then now, in also next to that, you mentioned about working with people. It looks like one of the things when you're like doing business is working with people. Like, you don't want to work under someone, but you know you can collaborate. So what's your experience in Cameroon collaborating? Because a lot of people from abroad to try to do that with the little financial knowledge and abilities they're wanting to invest back home. But that ability to work with people or the environment that supports that, there seems to be some issues. So please let us know.
gets you back to the
Yeah.
street. Like I said again, when you're on the street, you can know how to deal with anybody. You know what I'm saying? I could have like a hyena right here, right now, and I'm going to figure out a way to negotiate with
Yeah.
that hyena how I'm going to go about my business and let the hyena go about his business, even though we're
Okay,
going to
I
cross
see.
paths without hurting anybody. So that's what it also has to do again. You have to understand, bro. I've treated when you're on the street, you treat with all kind of people, and then it's going to be a piece of cake for you to treat with certain people at certain times. So you understand. I think it's just about studying the human brain a lot more. You go to the most difficult human beings, the most hard, the toughest people, and you have to deal with them. You're dealing with them. For me, that's education on how to deal with people. That's managing human resources right there. You know what I'm saying? That's why I said, like, yo, I done gone out of the country and I came back with a degree in streetnology. You get what I'm saying? It is what it is. I come by a degree in streetnology because that's the only degree I can really say that I've gotten all my life, because it's about when I really understood how understanding humans and managing human resources was efficient to the growth of my life, and I could never learn it in school. You know what I'm saying? No matter what I have, but don't get it twisted. It's a very important foundation of education. That's very important. You have to be able to be educated enough to read, enlightened enough to be able to continue to search for more information. That's a very important part of it, because I think your educational capacity is what humans you to be able to.
Yeah, sorry, go on. There was an overlay from here. Yeah, sorry, go on.
All right, your
Yeah.
educational capacity is what permits you to be able to search for more and to be able to gain more and to be able to learn more. You understand? It's an amount of like you need education to be curious enough. I study a lot. I've done so many online courses. I do a lot of research. I read every day, and I still learn a lot today. I'm more of a visual person than a reading person, so there's a lot of stuff that I watch and I learn. You know what I'm saying? YouTube is my I've done so many courses on YouTube. I've done so many courses online. I'm just learning every day. I don't need somebody to tell me like I have this degree that qualifies me for this. I know a lot more than that degree. Your degree is a bunch of questions I have to answer and pass, point blank, period. Let me go back something. I told you that I was the only person that failed in my Form 5. And that's how I talk. When I failed Form 5, I come back, I check again, which is my normal thing, and I'll be failure. I know I'm not scared to fail. Failing is the highest thing that they teach me how to win. You know what I'm saying? So I failed, I go back, go check and say, but bro, the reason why I failed because I first of all came to Cameroon, I didn't understand the educational system. I was put by peer pressure around a family, like a respectful family that I come from, where all my cousins and everybody was like, I'm going to be, and they are today. They're all doctors, lawyers, this and that thing. I just didn't understand it was not for me. You understand what I'm saying? They're always going to that path of being doctors, lawyers, and everything. And so I felt like, yo, it means I'll be doorman because I know that. I mean, to go do my science. I don't know nothing. Nobody was there to advise me. Nobody was there. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to go do science. You get what I'm saying? And I think, so I went over to do science. And I knew that, bro, I'm just from Nigeria. There's a different situation. I'm halfway into it. I come to Cameroon in Form 3 or Form 4. You understand? And when I'm 1 year to write an ordinary level, I have not really understood the system. And bam, next year, no, I couldn't do it. That was what made me fail. You understand? I didn't just understand what the system was. So when I failed, I realized that, first of all, man, I'm not first of all a science student. That's the first thing. So what am I? You understand how I could feel? That's when I understood the uselessness of school for me. I'm like, what am I doing here? I sit down there for their boarding school, they chop mine, they disturb my pay, they pay a lot of money, every day. What am I doing here? What have I learned? And I'll tell you another thing. So I wrote my ordinary level again in Boya, in Lycée Moliko. Okay. And then I went for science. I'd never done science since I came to Cameroon, because of course when I came to Cameroon I was in Form 4, so I already switched to science. You understand? So I never done arts in Cameroon, but I was doing general to JSS3 in Nigeria, which was marathon before I went to specialize, So that was the only background I had of art. But then I think it was pretty easy for me, because when I took up art subjects, I had 7 papers. You understand? And then the next year I went to Lower Sit. When I went to Lower Sit to do arts for the very first time, that was a very crazy year, because the first time I was in PHS Kumba, I got dismissed.
That's on science, and you went to PHS Kumba?
Oh, wow. Yes. But I go to other schools. If you start naming, very few schools. There are very few good schools I didn't go to.
Okay, sorry, continue.
Yeah, I went to PHS Kumba first term. Second term, I went to CPC Bali. I was, of course, dismissed that first term. Dismissed second term, CPC Bali. Went to PHS back to Bo, got dismissed. Went to Longla Comprehensive College. Me and my brother got kicked out. And then I was in Lower State. I was like, you know what? I'm not going to go 1 year again in school. I'm going to register for my advanced level this year. And that year I went that's why I registered for my advanced level in Progressive 001. Bamenda Extella. For those you know. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's where all the rogues go and write the exam, bro. That's the people in the pool like we will never get school. Now they will go write my exam.
And you pass.
001.
That's a people gonna pass.
Bro, I told you now, it was very simple. I understood what it was at a certain point in time. I think the question is exam a true test of knowledge. I understood what it was originally. I want to make you understand something. See, when I didn't pass my exams, my online level, not because I was dull, it was just because I felt like I needed to have understood things that I was learning for me to be able to express them. I'm not a cramming person. I'm more of an understanding person. In Cameroon, when I came to Cameroon, people's educational system was the biggest problem with Cameroon is that you see the most intelligent first people take first in class. They are good at cram work. So if you go and then you read this whole thing, they cram it. When the questions come, they just spill it over there. 1 year after, ask them about that thing. They don't know about it because what they did is cram that thing to put it for exam to pass. But I grew up understanding how you explain to me what you are teaching me. I have an understanding of it. When I'm asked a question about it, I explain it the best way I can. If there's things about it that I don't understand, you give it to me. In Cameroon, it's the only place where you go. I had different mathematical formulas that I learned in Nigeria from different whatever.
Yeah.
I cannot remember exactly what it was then, but if I come and I put it there, my answer is right. They will tell me that they're wrong. I don't feel understand that. Why?
Yeah, the method is different.
My answer is right. What is that? So you get me? What are you trying to do? Are you trying to make me to only impose a way of me doing it, or are you trying to open my mind for me to? Because that's the kind of person I am, and I understand that now. Because I'm that kind of creative person. You understand? I would not want to go down the path that you are doing. I want to look at and put my common sense together and say, hey, if I do and so, if I do and so, then I answer this. And that is how I felt intelligent. And to be frank with you, that's how I was able to do the greatest things I've done. I never looked at things in that light. That is who I am. That's how my creativity works. So when I look at things from a different perspective. So I look at it like, okay, when people look, sometimes you look at the skies and you see different images. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you look at the floor and then you look at sand and you can see images from it. Sometimes you look at the sky and you can say, oh, that looks like a ball and stuff. I used to do that a lot when I was a kid with my brother and my sister. I was like, what do you guys see the cloud looking like this? What do you see? And I'm like, don't you see, for instance, like a lion's head? They're like, no, I can't say, okay, look, this is the eye, this is the nose. They're just like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm that kind of kid. Like I always saw deeper. I always saw like a bigger picture and I could bring things out of a picture. And that's how I looked at everything. And if I use that intelligence in school and they failed me, make me look dull, that is a problem, bro. Because I'm not stupid, bro. Till today, you can talk to me, bro. I'm still, I'm like, bro, talk to me. You know that I'm not dull. You know what I'm saying? You know that I'm not supposed to be a dull student. I'm not supposed to take class in my class for no reason.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So the question is, is the exam a true test of the knowledge? And people who are creative like us, what space do we have to be able to learn freely with our mindsets?
Yeah. That would be an amazing essay. The exam, the true test of knowledge.
At the point I said, yeah, man.
Man, thanks for all the wisdom you have been dropping here. And
teacher for school. I tell my people them, see this my guy, he works with me. The guy go to school for that. They're doing all this kind of thing and say ing, blah blah. But what's now in school again? Communication, this one, bro. I tell them they can't pay me school fees. I tell you that. I swear. I tell them they can't pay me school fees because the practicals of what we're learning. They not teach them for school, bro. Yeah, they tell all kinds of things and they go to write this kind different kind of thing, bro. But we are practically out here communicating. The thing that he's studying in school is what we are doing every day practically. The question is, where are you learning a lot more from? You can ask him, he'll tell you. From this place. He just has to pass that exam.
Yeah. I see. And then you like the mafia boy now. You can do like mafia so that he will go to school. Like when they post him, that is how you say, I have my guy in downtown Douala. You see what I mean? Because the guy, you train him, he also went to school and passed the exam. You see what I mean? And that's how you can make moves.
Yeah, I think if that guy passed exam, for me, if he passed exam now, if he fair exam for me, I said fine.
Yeah.
Because he passed exam means you really don't know what you do.
Yeah, I see, man. Man, I see you're also trying to expand to Nigeria. So
yes, Baba.
This
not trying,
problem,
I've expanded already.
Oh yeah, you're expanding. Sorry. But there's this whole wave on the internet about Cameroon versus Nigeria, and people almost trying to start a feud. Or I hope I'm not trying to do one by saying this now, but
it's a fact. It's out there already.
It's very there are people like I come from the Kondo Titi area. There are people that their first DVD movies that they ever saw like came from Nigeria with Nigerian movies, and even their medications, their sandals, all what they do, they take savon, go and exchange there, or take rice, and that's what they do. So if somebody comes to the internet and is just like creating a feud between Cameroon and Nigeria, are they considering those people?
You know what I'm saying?
Are they just talking because they want to talk? Like, what do you think about that?
I never had a dog with it. That's foolish for them. I don't know nothing about. That's why I take. I don't know me how to toss my word then. Nah, nothing to that. Because it's about that, people are too political, too over some kind of. No, but I'm a dog talk that point blank period in every sense, shape, or form.
Yeah.
Nigeria has a big economy that our neighbors in every sense look at it, it's an advantage for us to do that. Nigeria has a large population, while our neighbors in any sense look at it, it's an advantage for us to do that. Nigeria is one of the biggest, of course, arguably after South Africa, Anglo-Saxon entertainment places in Africa. You know what I'm saying? Nigeria, Nollywood is the third big largest movie industry in the world.
Yeah.
Wait till you get to talk again. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then we're neighbors to them. We speak English that they speak. You know, if you say we'll be that kind of neighbor that like Togolese where they talk na French, or Benin where they talk French.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
We'll be neighbor where they talk English with them. Right there at our gate. People like Tofan, they blow for Nigeria, not because they bypass other Congolese artists, and because they take advantage of the closeness to the country and Nigeria, enter Nigeria. May they understand that.
Yeah.
So we will no one hear them. So I know what our problem is in Cameroon.
Yeah.
And everybody knows what it is.
From experience, man. Look, this type of spaces, we started, I think around May. I can't even remember. But when we write, most of our following is from Nigeria. When we write, my partner is a BBC journalist and a CNN journalist. Okay. I wrote to him and wanted us to partner. He accepted and we partnered. But when I write to Cameroonians, they don't reply. And if I write to, we have hosted a senator from Nigeria. We even held a peace conference for Kaduna, Southern Kaduna. The British High Commissioner was there. And is the Inspector General,
you're telling me
people like that.
Bro, I know what exactly.
So we write to them, they come.
And all these people, they don't come to my. And I get coming asking them that they boycott my. According to them, they boycott my. So don't say they boycott their career.
Yeah. So things like that. Do people consider all of these behaviors why they try to talk all these talks that they talk about Cameroon, Nigeria? Because I'm sitting there having
this is what it is. Let me just say what it is.
Please tell me.
The reality about what it is, like You see what I tell you? Say me, I be street man, so I get my own kind of way for explain to them in a technical way. Nobody the way they school they tell you so much, you know.
Yes,
bro. You get we're in a country with blind people then. You get one eye put them where they for that same country. As that one eye put there for that country, they know say now they get one eye. They want block all man we get two eye entering to the country. So that make no man with they guide the blind people there with that one eye.
Mashallah.
They want to stick on that mediocrity so they can be at the top. They want to be the best without working to be at the best. That's our simple point of time in Cameroon. All man want go heaven, no man want die. You understand? So all man want chop, no one want kick out.
Yeah,
that's our only problem in this country. We are very lazy. Lazy. Mind-wise, physical-wise, we are lazy. The people who are hardworking don't have the mind to be able to work smarter than they work hard. So they just work like Bambe.
Yeah, right. I see.
They want them where they get sense, they're lazy for do the work, so they take the Bambe and now treat them for work. We have to put things in perspective in this country. And like I say again, it's about a state of mind. Yeah, it's all about a state of mind. Who is thinking the right way, who's going about things the proper way. It's all about a state of mind. When we went to Nigeria, our objective is very simple. You see, when people spend time on the internet talking about 2080, first of all, before they ever dreamt about that, like I'm telling you again, 3 years ago, we came up with a concept of playing 100% Cameroonian music because we understood the importance of promoting Cameroonian music. We understood the importance of having Cameroonian content majority on our space and at our web space, on our media platforms. We understood that. And then we implemented it without making noise.
Yeah, right.
And then we've been able to fight for people to come to the platform, for the players in industry to recognize the platform, to fit into the platform, fighting for the audience to be able to recognize the platform, fighting to build the platform organically without any sponsor.
Yeah. Right.
And when we've gotten to a point where we have created a good effect with this that we have done, right? The truth about it is that if every Friday they used to play a lot more foreign music, as far as we are concerned, when we take over the airwaves, we have 100% Cameroonian. It is our responsibility and we do that. Now, another person is going to sit down out there and going to tell you, oh, let's do the 80-20, 80-20. But what are you doing about it? Like, how practically are you implementing that ideology apart from creating a buzz and confusion on the internet? Secondly, it's only ignorance that will make anybody think that Nigerians have anything to do with the success or the growth of Cameroonian music. It's only ignorance that will make anybody think that you can talk online 80-20 for it to change something, or you can regulate what people consume in Cameroon. There is YouTube. There is so many things. Only if you want to go to like China and then regulate the kind of content that we have in here, and that is still not on our doing. It's for the government to do it, which they can do if they want to. But we don't have to. We cannot build a large industry by segregating ourselves. Now, this one eye people who are running things out here have not seen the bigger picture. That's why you will see like, if I talk to them, my brother, I'm just leave, I might skip, I might just explain without really trying. So there's so much embarrassing things that if I say about Cameroonian artists that they do that it's just going to be degrading. I'm here to respect and show love. I'm not really going to talk about that. But let me just try and send my message across without even having to quote any examples or anything, but paint the picture
so
properly.
That way it's really general.
The thing is like where we are right now. If anybody wants to really make an impact in Cameroon, they should start individually and with positivity. Okay. There are a lot of artists now. For instance, the course he was complaining about stuff. He's in Nigeria right now. You know what I'm saying? Tenor is going to Nigeria right now. You know what I'm saying? They will not tell you people, but these people on internet, and the people who are out there on internet making a name for themselves as anti-Nigerians, you will not be able to go to Nigeria and feel free. Very soon. And if you really want to look at, when we started this conversation, I talked about how where you have grown influences, how you've risen. Me growing up in Nigeria, growing up in Cameroon, going to Europe, living amongst Africans, because if you know me in Europe, you will know that I'm not the Cameroonian, I'm the African person. I did shows like the video shows, all the shows that I did in Europe. It brought together, there were maximum 3% or 4% of Cameroonians in my shows that were all sold out. You understand? So I've understood that as a Cameroonian, I have the power to be able to unite Africa much more than any other person can. A Nigerian can bring in a good crowd of people as a promoter in Europe because he has a good crowd of Nigerians and probably a few Ghanaians and everything. But when you see a Nigerian party that's promoted in Europe, say a party promoted by a Nigerian in Europe, you can understand exactly who are going to be there. You will not find your traditional Congolese Ivorians who like that Congolese Ivorian vibe. You understand what I'm saying? You will not find them there. Are you following me?
Yeah, I get it.
What you would probably see in Nigeria, what you probably see in Nigerian parties is more like Ghanaians, Nigerians, and stuff like that.
Yeah, I see.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, this is the situation now. If I don't know what's happening with the sound though, but I cannot hear you anymore.
I can hear you.
Okay, cool. Okay,
yeah,
cool.
I can hear you. Go on. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I can hear you now. All right. So now this is the situation, right? Now you find yourself in a situation where I understood that I can gather Ivorians, them, Congolese, them, enough of them. All these from Africa, Senegalese, all of them, because there's a network as being a Cameroonian and having that francophone culture that connects me to them. And I also realized that the fact that I'm connected to the Congolese and Rwandans who are francophones that are not Anglophones, a lot of them are kind of francophones, right? Gives me an insight from Rwanda into East Africa. It means that I can start linking up for my one Rwandan friends through the fact that we speak English, but he originally will still get a francophone kind relationship to get me to a big opening with Tanzanians, Kenyans, and Zambians, and in all this East Africa, which is a one country because they're united by Swahili, which they speak.
This will have the like good meat.
The fact that I am francophone now has been able to, my francophone background has been able to get me East Africa. Francophone Africa. I'm Anglophone, sharing borders with Nigeria. Born in Nigeria. We all Cameroonians are so in tone with the Nigerian culture that we should be able to relate to them. If I can get the Nigerian, it means I can get the Ghanaian. And just the fact that I got Nigerian Ghanaian, I've understood that my spirit as a Cameroonian, Liberians, Sierra Leoneans, Gambians, they fuck with me. Excuse my friend, man, they love me. Like they rock with me. I'm talking about most people thought I was Liberian. I speak Liberian. If I talk Liberian, I speak Liberian 100%. When I speak Liberian, we talk Liberian pidgin. Like I speak it better than even pidgin or Cameroon.
I see.
You understand what I'm saying? The fact that I felt like the only thing that gives me the power, like this superpower, to be all of this put together is the fact that I'm a Cameroonian bilingual African.
I'm Weber, man. You have different shapes. You can just fit with all these different people. That's so a secret
my whole
weapon.
Aspect. And look at something. I'll go back to this video. You guys can always play it after this. King in the Jungle, 2007. One of the first videos you ever hear pigeoning, right? 2007, King in the Jungle. I end the song with United States of Africa. You welcome to USA, United States of Africa. We unite right here. In 2007, I already understood that the only way that we can able to be a big artist as Africans in Africa and worldwide is if we consider Africa like Americans consider America. If we consider Africa as a country and consider the countries in Africa like states in America, then we can be country, because America is not a country, it's a continent. And the only reason why they're big is because they're being united. And I felt like the only reason why Africa was not really united was because even the colonial masters separated us based on language barriers. And the two major languages in Africa that are giving us our two major cultural identities is the French and the English, or the Francophone and the Anglophone. And we embody both of that. Me growing up in Bonaberry in this Douala gave me that. Growing up in Nigeria gave me the other one. So I'm a pure breed of, like I always say, I'm the best of the last of a dying breed that we need to explore.
I love that song, Dying Breed.
Yeah, man. I'm the best of the last of a dying breed. We need to explore. We definitely need to explore that.
Can I play King in the Jungle? Can I play King in the Jungle? Okay.
Do that, bro.
And I'll share my screen, actually. It's the whole video.
Sure, do that. King Jung's out there. That's like one of my first single.
Real. King in the Jungle. I'm that tub world survivor, learn me.
Yeah.
I survived this drama. Follow King in the Jungle. Where you born is your temple of doom. I feel blessed, just born under the full moon. I was born with the silver spoon, too strong to my bloom, like a diamond artist bloom. Welcome to the jungle.
Oh, sorry, what happened?
And it's the line of the lions of music really soon. Bloom, welcome to the back of the days, and it's the line of the lions.
Yeah.
Bro, please, just hold on that song for a second. I want to get something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, 1 minute.
Like when I was doing hip hop, it was basically for us to really understand what we're doing, bro.
Yeah.
Like it's just a side, like people don't get lyrics and stuff. They just listen, like it's everything. So many things I'm saying, people are like, "Oh, for real, man, you be talking a lot of smart shit." No, bro, I've been saying it in my music for years.
Yeah.
Yes, it's in my music. It's in my song. It's in my life, bro. It's not. I'm not just falling from space right now. I've been here saying the same things, going on the same path, and that's why I'm still here today. You see, I like I was saying at the beginning of it, right?
Yeah.
There is a lot more to artists than people see on TV or hear on records.
Yeah.
There is what they call energy. There is energy, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There is a vibe. There is a state of mind. There is that power in them. I was in Ghana 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And it's Afro Nation, and I'm sitting in the lobby of Labadi Beach, right?
Yeah.
Hotel.
Yeah,
and everything is just, it's a busy lobby, it's a busy time, it's Afro Nation, the whole world is in Ghana. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, of course, you see everybody, the videos pop in, holler at him and shit, everybody popping in, Stoneboy that did there, Debayo come through, the crew, everybody, it's a busy thing, like African stars are there, Nasty C come through, you know what I'm saying? I saw, Tiwa Savage, people just around.
Yeah.
Bro, and this is the experience I'll tell you, right, most crazy experience I had. So I'm sitting down there.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, I feel something. Nobody said nothing. I just feel something.
Yeah.
And I start looking around. Then I realized that people around me start looking around. They realize that there's some motion coming from a certain direction. You see about 15 people walking, looking very professional, badges on their neck and everything, on the phone, really walking very fast, doing that thing, And another badge with like 10 people again come through, you know what I'm saying? Everybody starts paying attention. And I start feeling like this place is going to boil up, like place is getting hot. Like what's happening here? You know what I'm saying? And look, this feeling starts like 3 minutes after this feeling starts, right?
Yeah, right.
I turn around, bro, and I just see Jay-Z and Beyonce walking through the lobby. I want to why I'm telling you this story is because I want you to understand, power, the power, there's energy that most of your greatest artists possess that you cannot even understand when you watch their videos or listen to their music because you feel too connected to them that you don't understand how spiritually powerful these people are. And that's what I'm talking about. That's what Cameroonians do not have.
Yeah. Can I contribute on that? Can I contribute on that too? Man, from my own experience, like when I see especially artists that grumble online for small things, I used to laugh and say, then when you meet 50 Cent who was shot, like when you stand beside that person and small things get you to lose balance, then how will you do? And from my experience too, I had a boss like at the World Bank when I first met him. He's Russian, computer person. The way I greeted him and looked at him, right? Just the energy that the guy has, just standing and looking. You know that man, you have met somebody. There's a presence that you feel.
And it's not witchcraft.
It's not witchcraft. It's something. God gives you. You see what I mean? But anyway, sorry, continue. I just wanted to add that.
No, but
I
that's
feel
like what
what
I'm
you
talking
mean.
about. I want to
Yes,
understand
right.
that. Like, I think that it's all about that energy. It's about,
Yeah.
and everybody's in control of that energy. You can be able to generate your energy in a different way. I have tried as much as possible to canalize my energy to do a lot of positive things and to stay positive. You know what I'm saying? And to
right.
build. And you see, everybody is selfish, okay? And this industry is how you have to be selfless to a certain extent to be able to help other people grow. You understand? That's why you have a lot of artists who they don't want to give up, bro. They still want to be there singing, rapping with all these young artists. When at a certain point in time, you have a brain that should permit you to be behind the scenes and fueling things, helping people grow. Like I felt like I can rap, bro. I've been rapping forever. Before any rapper, you all know I was that rapper. I keep saying that I am your favorite rapper's favorite rapper, bro. I will not tell you, but that's who I am. I am your favorite rapper's favorite rapper. All of them. I am the favorite rapper. They know what time it is. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like, right, if I was rapping, if I had taken all the resources, all the investment, the hundreds of millions that I spent these years building Napstar brand, if I'd invested it in myself, it would have been a waste of resources, if you ask me.
Right.
Because I felt
that.
like today there are hundreds of people who have profited from me one way or another, directly or indirectly, who are still profiting from me, who I have employed, who I have put in the spotlight, who I am managing, who I am linking up, who I am networking. There's so many things I have done in the background for so many people that I think that it is way, way, way more productive than even being,
I see.
a solo artist. I'd rather put in my resources to help 20 people than for myself.
And that's a
Because
great way to see it.
my pleasure is from the things that I do, bro. Like, to be honest with you, like I get pleasure from seeing growth in people around me, and I think that's something that a lot of Cameroonians like, and it makes our life difficult and miserable and sad. You understand? You cannot base your happiness on somebody's success. You just don't have control of your happiness anymore. You understand what I'm saying?
I see. Man, thanks again for that. I saw Toletsi there. I schooled in Bishop Rogan. So I don't know if
that's one school I never went to because I didn't want to be a father.
So
I was in DHS, but not because.
Oh, you went to Sase? Oh man,
I don't go. I went to 12 schools, bro.
Man, I was in Bishop Rogan 5 years, then I went to St. Francis in Fiango for
those 5 years,
years.
I probably was in like 8 different schools.
Mashallah. But boy, the next thing, this now about Cameroon and business, and with the fact that we are not taught finances. Two things: finance and love. We're not taught those things, but these are the most important things to be alive.
Yeah.
And then with artists coming up, people trying to be entrepreneurial, what are some of the sectors that you think that people should invest in? And you just feel free and throw in advice there, be for an artist, be for someone selling potatoes and eggs and stuff like that, that we can embody and help build a future both for ourselves and for our country.
I think a lot of people need to be financially educated. People need to understand exactly what money is and how money is handled, how money is managed, and how money is made.
Yeah.
All right. I will tell you something for sure. Cameroonian, Remedy for Cameroon are the highest financial advisor. They can't. Remedy for Cameroon, they go take and go well, but you need to come Cameroon and find out. You know the remedy I talk about. That remedy where they, that remedy where they with that money inside that rapazo. Inside that rapazo, bro. That bank they ever empty. That bank they bail out the whole. That bank has been bailing out Cameroonian since 1880. That bank, so has been bailing out Cameroonians for a very long time. Those people are pros when it comes to managing money. Manage them, but they are not pros when it comes to making it.
Yeah. Okay. I see.
So we need to be able to educate ourselves on how to make money. First thing.
Yeah.
You understand? Secondly, I think it's about hard work and persistence.
Okay.
A lot of people here don't like to work hard. A lot of people give up easily. Like I told you, I experiencing working on Napster, I can assure you there is nobody who's going to want to have a business set up right in Cameroon. I will not reach to a point where you want to give up. It's not going to happen. If it happens, then if it doesn't happen, then you're, I don't know, lucky person. Somehow I thought we will not get no godfather and that kind of thing. So the hustle we want, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's easy for so many people who just a phone call away from making things happen. We're not those people. Get me? It's never gonna happen.
Yeah, right.
So you have to be able to get that
Give a
financial
bend them,
education.
boy.
You have to be able to
You give a work. You need to put your clothes.
work
You
hard,
work like
brother. I'll tell you something you don't understand.
uh,
People don't know this, but
yeah,
I work round the clock. Anybody can tell you. Today is Sunday. Me and you talked a couple of
yeah,
minutes before this show started, and I've
yeah,
been working since 8 o'clock in the morning. I didn't even realize that today was. It's not my Sunday
yeah.
and my Monday
Yeah,
resemble each other.
I can imagine, man. Me too, man. Like it's work, and the
I had a
thing,
lot more.
yeah,
I probably have a more hectic schedule, busy work schedule today than I will have tomorrow or on Tuesday.
and then
But it's always
your
busy
week,
every day
yeah,
because
and
I
then your
don't
week off,
not have a day off. I don't have a weekend. I work round the clock. And to be honest with you, you have to love what you're doing.
yeah,
If you
right,
don't love what you're doing, it's going to be impossible. For me, it's the love that has kept me not giving up, bro. It doesn't make at some point it does not make sense, bro. Even
yeah,
people that are working for, imagine that you have artists that you've always supported, built, and everything. You want to go on out there, you say, you invite artists for the show. You want to send a message, say artists not even following your Instagram. You send a
man.
message, I tell you, no, I got to go to the place, and they'll tonton you like saying, and go, they call you and say, "Make the car out."
I swear. I see, man. Yeah,
You know, and
yeah,
I start wondering at the same point because, like you were saying, like for me, it's just so stupid.
yeah.
I don't know which Cameroon artists who are doing that. Shout out to all of them. They know themselves.
Yeah,
It's
shout
very
out to
stupid
you.
for you all because I mean, like I've interviewed everybody, bro. David don't know how David came, sat down, waited for me 30 minutes, did my interview.
Mashallah.
Eco
That's
did my
amazing.
interview.
Yeah.
Perusi did my interview.
Mm-hmm.
Tenny has done my interview. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
Arrogant, everybody is standing and done my interview.
Yeah. Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm messing with everybody, man. I'm in love with everybody, bro. I have no
Yeah.
problem with nobody, bro. Yeah, man.
That's
I don't even have
amazing,
time
man.
for bro. How can you? First of all, anybody get problem with me is just a very stupid person. I think another thing, our biggest problem having in this industry is just about respect and hierarchy. A lot of people don't understand what respect and
And
hierarchy.
please talk
I
about
think that
that. Please talk about that. Let's use
it's a very
examples too,
disrespectful
if you
place.
can. Yeah, if you can use
Very
example, and I
disrespectful.
mean for movies or something, so that those that are wise will follow. So please throw an
It's a very
example about
disrespectful
respect.
space. The most important thing everybody has to understand is like, like one thing that's inevitable is the fact that, life is a process, it's a progressive process. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Person with petite today must tongue down tomorrow. That's one thing that's inevitable. And
Mashallah.
people are already getting frustrated because, their age mates are hitting, already getting frustrated at the peak of their careers. And
Yeah.
I'm wondering, like, after 15 years, jump for Bonaberi Bridge. I'm telling you.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, yes. I
because the
see.
truth about it is that right now you're still at your peak and everything, you're disrespecting everybody. There's something called karma, my nigga.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? So what goes around comes around. Like kids who are watching you disrespecting elder people.
They'll show you
Those kids are
pepper.
going to be bigger and richer than you tomorrow, and they're going to treat you the same way that you treated them. And then
Man,
that's when the misery will start.
man, let me ask you one question. Sorry, before
You
you continue.
understand?
Is it like how we like if you take somebody chap, if you're not if you're not careful, they will take that chap from you. That's just how nature
No, you know how
is.
you feel now.
Yeah.
You know that feeling where you don't take the mind time, you know the King Kong, you
Yeah,
bad eye
they
bad.
think I will
Then after
use
you spend your time, you work out your chest for front. Just say, me, I take the time. You don't forget, you don't leave the chat for back, don't collect them.
Yeah,
They want to talk about something like Chabi, you start saying no different corner. That time you
you
know
watch,
say
you understand
they
in this life.
if they chook blow so it go blow. Boof.
Yeah, but people need to
And small
experience
needle so
that.
it chook off some big balls so the ball less us.
Boy, sorry, continue.
Now you done now the
Yeah,
story
yeah.
done now. Excuse story done now. Top of space. We are doing that top of
Mashallah, boy.
we get what 15 more minutes here. Oh,
Yeah,
7 more
okay.
minutes.
Okay, all
Oh
right.
shit.
Well, then
Let's
we can
give it.
just round up then, man. Like, it's really
Bro, there's
amazing.
no rounding up, it's always rounding down, bro.
They
We're
were
always
running
keeping
down.
it rolling.
Yeah.
Always
So,
keeping it rolling. Just a round up for a round down and then continue to round
mashallah.
up, you know what I'm saying?
Edward again. Edward says making money versus managing money. Awesome insights. Thanks, Edward.
Yeah, man. Making money versus managing money is a very important thing you have to understand. Like I said again, if you look at all your grandmothers, man, you probably went through school, your parents went through school, and the only place that they always kept on removing money from was inside of that party. He never stopped, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But
right.
then they should have made enough money not to be able, if the sense that they have to manage that money, they should have made enough money not to be able to, that we couldn't fit in that apart. They got to put our safe. They
Yeah,
kind of move
right.
on our safe. So you know what I'm saying. But
Yeah.
nah, they didn't. They don't. It's like life has been so hard on us that we're so scared to live that we make sure that we're just surviving. So we have to hold that small to survive, and that's the state of mind that a lot of our parents and older people in our generation, people have been to. They've been on a survival scheme.
Yeah, right.
We want to live, you know what I'm saying? It's different between surviving and living. Like they say, everybody dies, but not everybody lives. Hip hop
Yeah.
again. You feel me?
Mashallah. So, well, one last question then, which still concerns this. So, now if people learn how to be hardworking, they learn how to make money, they learn how to love what they do, they learn how to respect, they will need to continue in society and they will need contracts and stuff. How is the legal landscape of Cameroon, and what is some of the advice that you can give to people that want to do transactions? Maybe bringing someone to a show. What are the legal moves that you think can protect them or that are needed to make things flow?
I think already like if you have a the first thing like I've supposed to know my show. Know like for a long time we've always had various entertainment lawyers, a lot of different people coming over to the show just to talk about to explain to people about the legal, side of the entertainment industry.
Yeah.
I've always
Okay.
been a very strong advocate. There's a time on our show, even to like now, normally, if you actually, a lot of people don't know this, but a lot of
Yeah.
people have profited from it. If you
Yeah.
have a contract you want to sign or
Yeah.
whatever, we have links for entertainment lawyers that we can link you up to just
Okay.
to review your contract, even and advise you on it like a one-off contract or that, or then if you want a lawyer for long term, we have entertainment lawyers that we are affiliated to that we can always link up
Mashallah.
people with. And that came about when I realized that there's a lot of kids signing terrible deals, and 80% of deals that were signed in Cameroon between, like, from my own investigation, between 2012 and 2016 were without any legal advice or even legal presence.
Man.
That's terrible.
Yeah, I see. I see. Yeah. Terrible.
That's really terrible.
Yeah.
So I think, like, for a start, you know,
Yeah.
it's just important to always have like a legal advisor in anything you're doing as far as showbiz is concerned, because it's a lot of business. And I must say this, there's a lot of money in the entertainment industry. The money's out there for grabs. The money's not on Facebook. The money's not on Instagram.
I want some of it, man. Yeah.
Eh?
I said I
But
want
it's
some
how you
of
did
it,
for
man.
you. There are World Bank connection. There are podcasts where you don't fix our studio. So you know some of the money there, I know.
We'll chat.
I know you know some of the money there. And
Mashallah.
that's it, you know some of that money there, bro. Yeah,
Mashallah.
it is. There's a lot of money in it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
By the way, like something we're probably announcing here first. Like we're gonna be a subcon and publish this real soon and distributor.
Oh wow.
So we're gonna have sign a lot of artists, publishing rights, and make sure that they have their money to get their due residuals that they're owed, and copyrights are respected. And
Okay.
gonna do all that for those artists. Want to make artists have to be rich, bro. Most of these artists when you see artists, so they complain. I say that poverty, the way they might get my name. Like, so let's see that.
Then yeah. If that's the case, before we round down, then I know two people, one in Nigeria, one in South Africa. G Josh, he's a Nigerian. He's building a publishing network where artists can benefit from it by almost like blog posts. So if you are releasing regularly, you could have a weekly salary or a 2 week salary, so long as you pump in energy as you are releasing that publishing.
I would like to hook up with people like that.
I'll hook you up with him.
Like
And there's
that,
Dr. Frank. Yeah, and there's Dr. Frank in South Africa. He's Nigerian Igbo. In South Africa, when you meet him and speak with him, you be surprised sometimes. He's a pastor too. He has a book on Amazon. So you'll be surprised whether he's a musician, pastor, or just a generally wise man. His energy is high.
My man don't know say pastor and general wise man.
See, the money energy high. We the chat there.
I
The
said,
money
man don't know
losses.
say pastor and general wise man.
See,
Not
if
say
the losses
for-
enter
for
spiritual
content.
world, you feast on
that's my
energy.
nigga.
The
That's
makes
my kind
us
of
say,
person.
hey, I say, hey. So, yeah. And man,
I'm very
thanks a
spiritual
lot.
too. A lot of people don't know. I'm not a Christian though, but I'm very spiritual.
Mashallah. I'll write that down. Maybe feel free, man. Here, whenever you want to chat, please feel free, hit me up. You can come and we chat. Because to me,
Sure.
this is also like therapy. Like just as we chat and share stories, there's something that
Yeah,
you feel.
it's very important. It's therapeutic.
So that's one aspect of this that I really love. And man, like to thank you to those listening. I'd been writing to Salatel and his management for a while, but I spoke to you just 5 minutes and you see things. I was like, man, who am I dealing with?
Yeah.
Man, I was like, I'm
Yeah,
dealing
that's
with
the
that
thing,
man.
you have to understand. Sometimes it's difficult. These guys, like
Yeah.
we're really most of these things like history is being made every day in Cameroon.
Mm-hmm.
We're going through a new phase, and there's a lot of growth going on. There's a lot of things that we've never been part of that we are getting to be part of right now.
Yeah.
And so it's like like we're clearing the path for new moves. So you have to be patient with them, and that's why I think I'm important in the industry. Like I said, I've been around for a minute, and I know how to link up people and the respectful artists that are actually out there and respectful and and I have a good vibe. I have no problem with nobody, man. I don't first of all, I know me, I don't be that kind of man. I don't know grand that everybody na baba. Everybody na baba. Yeah, point blank period. I just respect everybody. I don't I think like respect should be given. I started this industry very young. I was 16, 17, and I respect everybody who ever gave me respect then, and all I wanted as a young kid was just to be respected and give out respect, and at the same time I want to give to everybody respect and get respect in return. So anybody who's been able to work with us, just only advantageous for them. We try to link up people, partner. We've done a whole lot of stuff like this. Is nothing, bro. Like this is what we do every day on a daily with no 80-20 campaign behind it. You know what I'm saying?
Mashallah, yeah. Thanks, man. Thanks a lot.
Man, it's
Those
a
that are
pleasure, right
follow,
here.
yeah, those that are follow, you know the value.
But let
That
us get
like,
questions, man. Like I
yes.
got like 5 minutes. You got questions? I'm ready to answer.
Uh,
It's 8 o'clock here, but we can.
no,
I got like 5 minutes.
no.
I got permission to have 5 more minutes. If you
Okay,
got questions.
anyone can type their question if they want. So far, it does say you did like Professor Way, like all man they understand. So question no day. So this is if they ask us, you paint all things so
You see,
bam,
that's,
bam,
yeah, I know
bam.
that. That's our problem for the Cameroonian educational system. I said when teacher talk, no man no one ask
You
question.
see,
No
the
man just
professor
behave.
don't paint so bam, 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 bam. Ask question. But also, the thread is here. The comment thread is here. While people are typing, also, the comment thread is
Yeah.
here. I think you're following it, right? So you can always reply, and then
I
maybe
can't
people
though. I'm not
watching.
even seeing the comments. Yeah.
No, I mean later. It will be here forever now. So
So yeah.
yeah,
For sure.
so they can always follow up, and I think that many people will watch this later, so I can even like follow up. So I push it out more. But
Hey, by the way,
yeah.
man, I need to talk about a few things though. Let's
Yeah.
understand.
Okay. Please go on. Yeah.
We've been talking about business and everything, so it's very important that we talk about a few things because I think like you have to understand. Like I said, people don't understand. I don't have a sponsor or anything. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
So this is
right.
how this thing works. Like when you do a show like this and then be able to build a brand to an extent that you don't have a sponsor, how do you keep your lights on? That's the kind of thing I'm talking about. See me, something I've always done that's worked for me is the fact that I said this. I do not look for excuses. I don't spend time on reasons why stuff don't work. I'm a solutionist. I look for solutions. It's what I do. If I don't have a solution, I don't talk about it. And if I face anything I face in my life, and it's not going the way I want it to go, I'm going to look for a way for it to go the way I want it to go.
Okay.
So if I'm running a show, I don't have a sponsor, I'm not going to complain everywhere, cry about it, and then leave. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to find a way to build my brand to a possibility where I can be self-sufficient enough to run it. All right. And I'm more than just my business being in showbiz is I have a commodity, and my commodity that I'm selling is lifestyle.
Mashallah. Please tell us more. Show us more.
Oh, my life, what I sell is lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? I sell lifestyle. We got nicer cups. We got nicer t-shirts.
Yeah.
Now that I just got to. More importantly, it's not just like a lot of people wear t-shirts just to promote certain brands. It's not to promote my brand. This is a brand label t-shirt. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
everybody knows this.
Yeah. I've seen that. And
5 color. If you don't have one, then you're tripping.
Mashallah,
5,000. Order it right now, man.
You get stuff online. Let's see. Actually,
yeah, they say everywhere, bro. Online, not yet, but our website should be out soon, so you send them online. But we sell online, as in street online. You hit me up for WhatsApp. You hit me up for our inbox. We will send it to you, even if you are in Jamaica.
All right, I'll hit you up then.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That you can get it personalized also. Shout out to Witty. This for Witty. Witty just ordered a personalized.
Witty, yeah. Okay, then maybe you
Witty
should
ordered that. He just ordered this, and we just got this for him. We're gonna send this to him today.
Okay.
But Witty paid 30,000 for his cup though.
All right.
Yeah, his support.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Wow,
then
man.
we got t-shirts, bro.
Yeah.
And you have to understand, like anybody who knows anything about fabric t-shirt or like clothing business, like I told you, we're not doing company t-shirts, we're doing brand t-shirts. Support your own is not just about music. A lot of people forget it. All these artists who keep saying support your own, support your own. How many of them are wearing local content?
Yeah, true.
How many artists keep saying support your own as supporting local media? How many artists keep saying support your own as supporting local businesses? And that's a very important thing for us to understand, because artists are sometimes very self-centered. They just forget the fact that everybody's fighting for them for one cause, but that has to involve every other thing. How many of these artists keep saying support your own, go out to movie premieres or go watch movies or go and just stream other people's music? It's very important. You see me, I got Pascal last year. I'm supporting my own from day one to ever.
Yeah.
And I got our own stuff. But what we did here was that we built a brand with QC. QC is quality control. And if you know, you should know better. There are 3 stages of quality control. So everything is made in China. But you have stuff that is made for quality control 1, which is for the UK, Western Europe, and the US. That's the best quality, because for it to be shipped from China to those countries, they have to pass the standards of quality control for those countries. That's the first one. The second one is for Eastern Europe, Asia, South America, and of course the last is for what they always like to do for the last place is Africa.
Yeah.
But Yeah, but
Uh-huh.
my products, all my products are QC1, the past UK quality control. I didn't get thick because we have a misconception here that when you have thick materials, it means that your t-shirt or your product is good. That's not true.
Yeah.
You have to get good fabrics. I got good fabrics, and Africa is hot, so I have light fabrics. You can wear it and not be choked up. It's a beautiful t-shirt. We have
Mashallah.
the polos are all embroidery. Like you look at our polos, like our polos got like the best embroidery. Yeah, that's right. That's embroidery right there.
So it's
You know what I'm
engineered.
saying?
It's engineered like that. Oh wow! I see.
It's
Wait,
embroidery.
wait, man. Show me again. I see this like that white. You know, like when people were growing up. I remember seeing this when I was growing up. One white polo like that. That's it.
We bring everything
That's
back,
what
man.
you use. That's what you
Actually,
use.
that's the
Wow.
Napster culture sign. That's the
Yeah,
Napster
yeah,
culture
yeah.
sign.
Right. I see.
It's a star with a zebra and a drum on the side. But
Okay.
then it brings back. It's from that concept.
Yeah, right. I see. Mashallah. That's amazing, man.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
in that
Yeah.
concept. You know, we're in Nigeria now, so we got like our Napster Niger also,
Uh-huh.
so you can always get your Napster Niger t-shirt.
Oh, wow.
So we got Napster Radio, Napster Niger, Napster TV, Napster Culture,
Boy, you're going somewhere.
Napster
Wow.
Sports.
Man.
Napster Sports also, we got Napster Sports, and everything that we do, like Napster Sports, we got Napster Sports t-shirts too.
Yeah.
There you go.
Wow.
You can see from here. Sorry, let me see if we can switch this. Oh yeah. So you can see.
Man, you're not
There you
sleeping.
go. Napster Sports, right?
Uh-huh.
There's our Napster Sports t-shirts.
Uh-huh.
You get into sports right now. Don't forget, I have a nephew who plays for Manchester City.
Oh,
you know
and
what
I
I'm
see
saying?
Fruit of the Loom. I see I love
Yeah,
Fruit
I
of the
told you
Loom,
it's the
man.
best. I told you it's the best
Yeah.
quality of Fruit of the Loom.
I
bro.
love Fruit
That's
of the
what we got
Loom.
right
I
here.
love Fruit of the Loom,
Yeah.
man. Yeah.
We
Oh,
got.
wow.
If you look at what it is, it's the best quality Fruit of the Loom. And then, for those who know, they know. Look
Yeah.
at what we got our polos from.
Give that.
Gildan. Yeah.
Wow, man,
That's
you're not
saying,
sleeping
so.
on. You're not sleeping on Napster, man.
Boy, Kanye West has $6.6 billion. I get how much?
My own
Well,
spirit,
honestly.
man. My own spirit animal is Elon Musk. He used to have like 100 and I made it. So that like I think of Elon as somebody who has companies the way we have apps. You see, like how you have one app for WhatsApp, one app. He has the companies like that making money.
Right.
Can you imagine?
Right.
And then, so when I think of that, man, and then seeing you doing this, you are diversifying. So you have many farms. You have many farms, man. That's amazing. That's really amazing
Right.
from a
So
business.
don't forget,
point
but
of
they also have a special campaign I did for this for the polos. Like I have 10 polos that we put up, right?
Okay.
This week hopefully we're gonna put the artists attached to the polos. So we're gonna put a list of 5 artists and we're gonna put the polos under. If you select one polo, you buy for 100,000. You have the opportunity to get that artist. First of all, you have a free. So for instance, we put a polo and this artist is freestyle videos because a lot of artists send out freestyle videos and stuff that they do, so we can put them out on our platform. So we're going to select a couple of artists and then put them up there that work what they do and put different polos under. So if you go to our page and you see a polo and you look at the artist, if the artist is interested, you can pay for that polo for 100,000.
Yeah.
And if you buy that polo for 100,000, it gives you and the artist a free Napster cup. But then it gives also the artist a full 1 month promotional package on our platform. So we're going to receive the artist, we're going to put the artist on our platform, we're going to host the artist, and we're going to promote the artist's work for 1 month. You can also choose a business, upcoming business. You can also choose just to take the polo and then find an upcoming business that you want to promote, or any artist or any entertainer, if it's a movie you want, whatever you want to do. As long as you want a month promotion, you buy a t-shirt for 100,000, you get 2 Napster cups and a month promotion. That's something we're doing. So you buy much more than a t-shirt, you buy a lifestyle, and you buying support your own to the fullest because you support it with a t-shirt and you supported another young talented artist.
Mashallah, man. All these business ideas from the streets, man. I need to relocate.
Yeah, that's why you get it now. Don't teach you this in school.
If only I was not in the
Don't ever
street.
learn this for school.
Wow, man.
No school, no there.
That's amazing. One comment, Gislam Haman. She's here. That's my wife actually. She's showing her.
Hey,
she
what's
says,
up?
She says
Hello.
support local businesses. That's the best part. So like she was just reacting to what you were saying about the supporting when you painted that picture. That's amazing.
Right. Let it come through. Let buy one t-shirt, man.
Yeah,
Choose one local business support.
We do, man. Yeah,
we'll definitely do that. It could be top of spaces.
Yeah, we'll do that. Yeah, quite frankly, we'll do that. That's why I was asking you about the legal part. I'll hit you up and then we can chat. I will send the contacts of G Josh and this guy. Yeah,
Thank you very much.
Yeah, and just to let you know,
let me know also if you want to get some artists and stuff. You know, I'm like I say, Sarah is one of the biggest artists we have in the country. He's also very humble and respectful. dude,
Okay.
and I work with him and so many others, you know. So anytime you guys want
I will.
somebody
I'll hit
on
you up.
yourself,
We can
yeah,
exchange
it's all
things
me
like
and you
that.
can do it.
Yeah, because from my end, Top of Spaces, we're friends with like Idris Abdul Karim. We text all the time. Who sang Nigeria
Okay,
Jaga
that's
Jaga,
cool.
and then the CEO of Chocolate City, is my friend too, Audu Mekori, and then
Yeah.
he has been on this space, and this
Oh,
couple
nice.
of if you know Area Father. If you know Area
Yeah,
Father, yes, he has been there. Those are like people that we can
nice.
connect with, and you see
Solid,
Cameroon, Nigeria will make
solid,
this,
solid,
yeah, mm,
solid,
yeah.
solid.
So
Yeah,
man,
man, I mess
yeah,
with Chocolate City. Like, you know, I did Ice Prince tour. That's my
okay,
brother, man.
okay, all right, man. Like, thanks a lot. I'll send you those
Thanks
contacts,
for
and
having me.
we'll do business.
Sure.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Hey,
Thanks
thanks, guys.
everyone for
Thanks for having me,
joining.
man. Top
Yeah.
of space, you already know what it is. One time out here, we already top of all the space. The space don't bother, and I only top of fluff for the space. So now, so I'm definitely top on now. We'll change space now for continue top of, but the work don't stop. All right, me, man. Thank you very much,
Mashallah,
man.
that's
That's
the
my
flow.
birthday, mate. One
Edit our
time, man. See you
grades
on the
like
10th
the
of July.
sun rays that
Oh,
hit
sorry.
my
Yeah,
skin
thanks,
where
man.
the rays get rich.
Thank you, birthday mate. Thanks, man. Yeah, thanks for bleeding in.
I'ma throw